Okay, hello everyone. How are we all doing today? I am totally awake catboy right now, by which I mean I am horribly eepy and I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. Finished a warm cup of coffee, so I'm feeling a little bit better about that. But we are back at our Neko nonsense playing Nebulous Fleet Command, so I am going to probably skill issue myself today horribly, but that's nothing new. Neb, again, very fun game, kind of regular on the channel, spaceships, funny, ha-has. Realized I forgot to hit send, saying that I have gone live for some of these stuffs because some people wanted me to tell them when I'm playing Neb. So we just hammered that out real quick, and then we'll get into the battle. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hop into a lobby first here, real quick. Ooh, official number. You know what? Let's have a look. What's going on in here? Ooh, this looks like it could be fun. Gonna ask if they don't mind if I spectate, because this looks like this could be an interesting match going on here. Gonna get the go-ahead from people here asking permissions and whatnot, then I'll hammer out saying, hey, I'm gonna do things. Yep. Go ahead and whatnot. All right. Well, we're just gonna hop in and do a spectator match first so I can kind of perk myself up and wake up. Yeah, we'll go from there. Hoping to play quite a few today, hoping to also get some silliness in first person, both first person and casted games. But we'll go from there. Let me just hippity type myself some stuff. Letting people know I'm casting games and whatnot. There we go. Alright, we are going into it now. So, for those of you who don't know, this is Nebulous Fleet Command. It is a fun spaceship game. It's got a bunch of complexity and depth to it, although it can also be quite accessible. You just have to play the tutorial. It's one of the few things that I will just constantly tell people, please play the tutorial. Sometimes even go back and replay the tutorial. I have been meaning to do that myself because there's a couple of mechanics that I know are in the game, but I've not properly learned, so I need to figure that out. Anyways, we're dropping in now as a spectator, so we're going to see both teams' deployment zones here. We see in the blue trunks over here, this will be the ANS, the Alliance Navy, and then over here in the orange trunks, we'll see the OSP. Collection of sort of the loose outlying systems, forming the Outlying Systems Protectorate and the Alliance Navy, the two factions represented in the base game. There's a couple modded factions too, but we won't include those for simplicity's sake right now. Yeah. Everyone, as I say, hey, I'm going live, I just hear a barrage of pings go off in the background. I'm hoping those don't come through on stream. Either way, I'm going to be offering some unhelpful commentary this entire game. Just taking a look at the various teams dropping in here. We're going to see how they're deploying. You're seeing ANS coming in low here, kind of getting here. Oop, I think it was a cheat command to have more information. I'm just going to give it that a meh. I don't know if there'd be a good caster mode or something. Maybe a caster mod could be something done, but I think the casting tools right now are pretty good. We got a update just recently that lets us see more details about the various ships and missiles and stuff, so. That said, I would also like to see, you can click on a ship and tell if it detects something or not. That would be kind of cool. But I digress. Back to whatever my original point was, if I can remember it. 3 coffee sips ago. I'm out of coffee. No! But we're seeing here ANS deploying. They're going to secure the C point, they're going to secure the D point, and then they're probably going to sit behind this rock. This is a little area called the pillbox. It's used to overwatch the A point in the middle of the map here. Provides them a nice little bit of cover from sides, hence like a pillbox. Seeing OSP deploying here. So this is that's the Rainy Kick coming in here. So this is a Cello, which is a old decommissioned Alliance ship that the OSP has brought back. See another pair of drive trails, very big over there. So probably a pair of Axford heavy cruisers, if I guess. Kind of the contemporary to the pair of Cellos that you see here. Take a look. Yep. So here's some Axfords as well. So these kind of roughly equivalent ships. We're going to go through the fleets real quick, starting on the top left. Big Midi, who I believe is Herman. Don't quote me on that because I don't remember exactly, but this is a torpedo truck. Okay. Beam on the belly, torpedoes all across the top, if I had to guess. Let's see. Yep, a couple size 3 hybrids in there, but most of this is going to be torpedoes. This is a nasty close quarters build, 5-6 kilometers or so. I believe 5, because that gets you beam range. So that is a nasty thing. We're seeing a second battleship. Normally don't see 2 battleships on ANS. This does give up a lot of the presence, because you've got 6,000 points invested into just 2 ships. So we're seeing this one, a bit more of a classic battleship, 450mm guns on the front. Got a VLS-2 on the back, so a bunch of size 2 missiles. Seeing a whole bunch of hybrids and something called a Killjoy in there. I'm going to assume that's a jamming missile. So we got Math Blob running. Let's see, that's a beam destroyer. no other weaponry on it, and another beam destroyer. So these just meant to kind of lurk around certain points. Like this one can overwatch the A point, this one can overwatch the C point. Got a couple of awareness assets here. So it's got a pinard module to detect enemy radar, has a spyglass with adaptive radar. So this is one of the kind of offside scouts. I quite like this fleet. Using these two offset like 180 degrees means you probably won't get the pinard track, but you still have very good situational awareness around the map. Seeing the rest of the fleet here rounded out by a bunch of little corvettes. These have torpedo launchers on them. Torpedo, and let's see, lastly, just a naked one. Okay, so this is probably the obligatory I need to throw something at the A points capper. And then lastly, we have Swango with a pair of, just classic 450s on these. I quite like this. I actually run a fleet like this very often, and I think it is quite good. So that's the, it was P side here. Oh, no, that's the ANS side done. Now we'll look at OSP. We've got 1 and 2 monitors here. We're seeing this one with plasma, a 450 spinal. This one has a C90 spinal. Biggest gun in the game, this 600 millimeters, T30, and a plasma cannon on this. So plasma, very effective at stripping off armor, and then the 100 mil guns are very effective against softened targets like that. Let's see. What else has hardly got here? So we're seeing kind of the battle space developing now. We're seeing the C point being capped by the ANS, B point by the OSP. Things are just kind of progressing naturally. The A point here, we'll have to get through this quickly. I take a little bit of time talking about builds because I get distracted. Also, hello, Shogun. Nice to meet you in the chat today. We're seeing the A capper here, trying to get halfway through. There's the beam we were talking about. Particle beam spinal gun. Just going to turn off this so we can see that majestic shot. Zap. Lights are out on this thing. They're no longer capping the point. This is kind of the obligatory pillars donation where the OSP sends a shuttle, the ANS fires a beam, and then it kind of develops from there. It's the warm-up section of the game, essentially. See, Maddock has unfortunately lost a ship there. Let's go through the fleets real quick as we're just seeing a couple of things go out now. Some rocket containers, mines, and other silliness being deployed. Got a couple tugs here. This has, let's see, 100 mil, jammer, pinpoint. Okay, so just a couple supporting assets paired up with that monitor. Makes sense to me. They've got a shuttle or two lurking around with rockets. So early warning radar on this one, along with a little bit of point defense. No, these are actually T-20s. Okay, so a little gun shuttle here. So just a kind of mixed bag of assets. This thing is a mine layer ship, so able to deploy a whole bunch of mines closely to the rock here. This is a nasty surprise for anyone who wants to come around the corner and cap the E point. You'll have mines basically like right next to your ship, lock on, and they just scream at you from about a kilometer away. So your point defense gunners had better be on the ball for that. Seeing Mars Cat up here with a bunch of bulk freighters exchanging fire with these Axfords. So the bulk freighters are much softer than the Axfords. The Axfords able to point their bows at the enemy, take a whole bunch of hits from the front here, and then return fire in turn. Note how they do not have a back gun. They are able to just keep all 5 barrels pointed at the enemy and move around, adjusting their course and heading as needed. So these things are quite tough in the front, and this will effectively hold the OSP back from pushing this lane. Because they can fire on these things pretty much all day, but it'll take a little bit more than just the 450s that they're shooting to kill them. You can see on this one, it has a bunch of 450s on the side here. Mixture of point defense turrets. Nothing else too special about that, I'd say. Quiet and Cadence, hello. Welcome to the chat. 07 to you too. Seeing this one here has got, this is interesting. It's got a single 450 and then a bunch of little T30s. That's kind of cool. Then this one has a bunch of 450s. So yeah, just committing mostly to the gunfight here, although they're relying entirely on their allies to provide locks here, and they're probably not getting very good ones, considering they are kind of isolated here. And I'd say that if ANS recognizes this, they will be able to jump on this very quickly and punish this fleet. That said, it's about pretty even at the moment. I believe the ANS has a slight lead here, so OSP will have to take the initiative. Let's finish going through the fleets here. Seeing a bunch of, here, I call this the Ocello and Sons maneuver, where you take an Ocello and pair it with a bunch of ships like this that do not have very much point defense. As you can see here, they actually have some, oh, that's an interesting layout. Normally you see the point defense guns at the side of these things and the missile launchers on the top and bottom, but all right, so a couple mass drivers here, very effective long-range suppression tool, great at knocking out ships of the light class and below. So actually, I had a bit of a weird math realization where there's 4 ANS hulls, and mass drivers are really effective at killing like 3 of them, effectively disabling a 4th one, but the mass driver science aside. So a couple mass drivers here in an array, you see some jamming and stuff, so this is a nice little pairing here. Mattek has got some monitors. Let's see, do they have E-regs in them for the extra fire rate? Just going a regular reactor instead of a boosted. Okay, interesting. Gun plotting center, meaning this will be very accurate fire. So these things will be effectively able to shut down any corvette or frigate that presents itself with a clear line of fire. That said, there's not very much of that on the ANS side, so just take a look at the rest of the fleet here. Mass driver explosion basically works like a HEI missile. Yes. Mass drivers are very effective, even if I'm not very good at playing. Yes, mass drivers are a interesting thing, and they're a bit of a hot topic right now for a lot of balance convention people. I've talked about them too in length. I think it is a very good... I've talked about other weapons in other games where it's a very effective long-range tool. Mass driver being quite good at firing at range, like 14 kilometers and above, so they are very good at bringing stuff down. Yeah. Yeah, we don't talk about Valcon. Valcon's scary. Yeah, we're just here to be a little silly today, but... Anyways, actually looking at the game right now, so we see the A capper has been killed. Mars Cat over here taking some fire. Again, does not want to sit in this barrage here because they do not have a very good track, if one at all. I can't quite see the ranges here. Okay, so they are technically within radar range, but again, the regular radars, like the Bulwark Huntress and the Ithaca Bridgemaster for the OSP, that's the omnidirectional radars, those are not the greatest at providing you with a track that you can shoot at. You typically need a early warning radar paired up with a Bloodhound to find the targets you want to shoot at and then bring your accurate 450 fire onto it. Appreciate the attempt to use the MLS2, overall reasonable. Yeah, I kind of like this, actually. I think that cargo feeders just being a supplementary tool to add missiles to a build is something that is like... You can do a bulk freighter for like 1,000 points or so doing the same thing, but the cargo feeder is a nice cheap way of adding a little bit of missile pressure to people, and it carries a decent payload because it has a very big magazine slot here. Like, you get one of these big slots with a bulk magazine, you got a lot of missiles to throw at somebody. So, that said, we see the Ocellos here moving around the corner. These are kind of... I wouldn't call them the exact front line of the OSP, but they're one of the ships that can kind of center a formation and provide a lot of little buffs to them, including the CR-75, which is a highly overlooked component. It's the little antenna in the front here. Let me just turn this on so we can see better. So the CR-75, this is quite literally the best antenna the OSP can field, and it's a counter to one of their big counters, which is the hang-up jammer, which is jamming a ship's comms. So if there was a off-size scout here trying to provide a target lock to these bulk freighters, they could be jammed by a hang-up jammer, and then they just wouldn't be able to receive anything. It's like if you're trying to whisper like your target coordinates saying, hey, yeah, this guy's like X degrees and he's at X coordinates, and then there's somebody with a megaphone next to you going, ah! That's basically the hang-up jammer. So we're seeing the exchange of fire here as the Ocellos are going to crest over the rock and then probably get a bit of a flank shot in. This is what you have to do against Alliance, because Alliance bow tanking ships like this, the Solomons and the heavy cruisers just simply will not care from the front when you're getting shot by conventional bullet. You need to either peel them apart using plasma and then get into the juicy internals, or you need to do what they're doing right now, which is crest over the rock and try and hit that juicy side armor where you can get better hits in. Allows you to use the high explosive rounds instead of just the AP. Ooh, big strike going out here. So bunch of rockets kind of cruising off into the abyss, missing, but looks like some hits already on this thing. Yep, rapid and radar panels knocked out. And the main engine, I don't believe this is functional, so this thing is going to be heavily gimped in terms of its maneuverability. Seeing a couple of shots coming in now. They're trying to deny the A point, but do not manage to do so in time, so it's going to go to the ANS here. Sorry if this is not the greatest casted game. I'm just kind of also trying to wake up here. Let's take a look on the battle space. Battleships moving forward as they are prone to do, deciding to hide under some of these rocks to limit the engagement arcs afforded onto them. Seeing them now trading some fire accurately into these that's the C-91. So they're exchanging a couple shots, trying to take out that little Corvette that could. Unfortunately, the Corvette, that's the Sprinter. The Corvette here is able to manage to get behind a rock. This is one of the little A-cappers. It is basically unarmed. I believe it only has the, significantly still a threat. That is a ceremonial arming missile. Remember, kids, if you've got a 1-point offensive missile, you've got the same capping power as a 3,000-point battleship. You generally do fine, watch your stuff more if it's on YouTube, rarely get around to real time. Yeah, my VODs stay up for 2 weeks on Twitch. I've been meaning to get around to actually uploading stuff to YouTube, but I'm lazy, and also I have some internet things for that, but it's also just because VOD upload takes forever, and it kind of like trying to clean up and edit some of those takes time. I do still have all my old VODs, and I should really get around to uploading onto my archive channel. Anyways, so we're seeing one of the bulk freighters here, unfortunately knocked out here. Bunch of the 450 fire finding purchase. So bulk freighters do not really have armor, and even if they did, 450 don't care. 450 will generally go through most armor plating. The only thing that really stops 450 is the nose of an Ocello, because of the depth that you can afford. As you can see, these are actually pretty cheap, only going for 2 front modules. Reinforced walker and a gun pump. What is in these things, actually? Regular drive, double booster reactor. That's okay. Regular drive is all right. Flank control center up top. That's a little vulnerable. Okay. Citadel. Interesting. Why is that an E-reg? The heck? Okay, these are a little interestingly built. I just realized this one's missing a gun. OSP falling apart. Yeah, OSP is quickly falling apart on this front. We're seeing some, torpedoes out in the water. That beam and torp truck finding purchase. These ships hung out here too long, and yeah, do they have the point defense for this? Don't get me wrong, Aurora point defense putting in work here, battle shorting. I think that they dodged most of that salvo, but there's more coming, and Auroras cannot fire forever. Seeing a bunch of, I believe those are anti-missile missiles? Yeah, size 1 interceptors trying to go out. Pavis is burning for all they're worth. Will they be able to hold it? Oh, that one might go right into the drive section. Ooh, takes a hit to the drive. Not the worst damage we see, just the main engines here getting clippered. But still, that is a pretty significant threat. And guess what? There is more torps. This is a torp battleship coming around here. Yeah, no weaves yet. This is a little bit cheap in terms of the torpedoes. It's a command home on jam, which I think is a very good torpedo, especially paired with a active CMD valve torpedo. If you don't know what these terms mean, don't worry about it. If you know what these terms mean, you play too much Neb. Anyways, torpedoes out in the water. I would not be surprised if the battleship decides it wants to roll and get that beam onto target. Let's take a look around the battle space, see what else is happening. A still securely in the ANS's hands. OSP has not been able to take it back. They've got little assets lurking around the edges trying to deny the OSP their map presence. OSP does currently control the B point, but there's not really too much that could stop them just pushing on this. Bunch of size 2s coming about here. The sort of rear assets here, take a look up here. We got just a eyeglass pinard ship. This should probably be moving across, but I assume the players are doing quite a bit. Mathblob microing many ships right now. Okay, reactors going critical. Yeah, so this thing did end up getting cooked here. We see more torpedo hits going in onto the rainy kick. Clonk, clonk. Now, unfortunately, Ocello's turning to the side here, taking 450 fire from this pair of Axfords who don't give a damn. Let's take a look at that. Just the gun's trying desperately to get onto target. I believe their magazine is out. 450 to the broadside. Some of it actually overpenning there, I think. That might have been a visual error, but either way, these ships, not long for the world. You can see the reactors just horribly crippled. The internals just, it is a mess here. I would not be surprised if these things go down pretty soon. Hybrids just for good measure even, just wham, 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 seeing all the various internals getting knocked out. Important thing, the antennas here, there's a backup antenna, but if those get knocked out, the ship probably not going to be able to get an accurate lock on anything for the rest of the game, because 450s do heavily rely on having that other scouting asset. So, Anna's team kind of folding the OSP right now. They are ahead on the caps, they are ahead in the gunflight. We're seeing Mars Cat pretty well crippled here, Rose Assassins as well. These two ships most likely not going to make it back. Beams for good measure, just cooking into the ships here now. Okay, so they are taking some return fire. A couple size 2s actually coming out and delivering something. So we are seeing a bunch of radar panels. Of course, the obligatory antenna snipe on a battleship. It's exactly what you expect. Both antennas, too. This battleship brought a backup antenna, and it did not matter. Size 2s take it anyways. A bunch of return fire also. They are getting beamed, but they are getting return fire sent in them. Mass drivers trying to clip a couple of the tall assets on the battleships snooped here. You see the missile launchers here. Despite being mounted on a battleship, these are still fairly fragile launchers. So I believe that they've expended pretty much all their payload at this point. Yeah, they're down to just 6 torpedoes. I wonder if those are in the back slot or if it tells me or not. Nope, they're not there. CLS here. Nope, not there. Okay, so they've still got 6 torpedoes left in the front slot. Yep, here they go, launching now, firing onto target. Let's see where these things go. These are command guided, so, wait, hang on a second. Does this thing have, oh, this might be very funny. These are command guided, and I don't think this thing has a working antenna. So, it might not matter, because I think these things are just going to fly straight and true, but we might just see this thing whiff right by. Yep. Oh, it maybe just clipped the turret there. That's really kind of funny. Yeah, this is why command val is sometimes better than command primary, because if you get your antenna sniped like we saw there, there's basically no guidance for that torpedo. A little bit of the funny moments, but anyways, seeing a bunch of size 1s just for good measure. I believe that these are these offensive? I want to see these are just like, yeah, these are cheap offensive missiles. So they're just going after a chaff cloud there, about what you expect. Ocello going down here. More missiles for their trouble. The battleship has gotten pretty much all of its payload off. It is still beam capable, even if it is knocked out for the moment, but you can get this thing back online. Strike planning center for torpedoes? Big Mitty, you crazy devil. Torpedoes program in 3 seconds, so it's already ridiculously fast. Seeing the Arc Overlord here providing some fire support now coming around the rocks. So yeah, pretty much OSP has gotten folded on this front. Those Axfords able to hold their ground. You can see now this Axford, this thing took a lot of damage, and just looking at it, like pretty much the entire ship here is missing. Like this thing has been gutted almost all the way to the tail, but it is still in the fight. Where's the mag on this? Yeah, it still has the cannons, it still has the CIC, and it still has the guns. This Axford, peppered as it is, looking like a Swiss cheese monstrosity, this thing is in the fight. So, Never doubt the ability of Axfords to hold and tank. This one turning its broadside slightly. I'm not sure if this was an intentional thing or if it just happened to be the way it maneuvered, but providing a little bit of broadside in fire now. I don't see the OSP really coming back in this one. They could maybe try and manage a cap win, but there's multiple assets watching the backfields. We've got a destroyer here and a destroyer here. Just a nice 180-degree offset on the map. Like you think of deploy point here. You got 1, 2, covers both hemispheres in that sense. Ooh, but a couple missiles flying low. I thought these might go after them, but unfortunately it does not look like they are. Situational awareness provided by this little spyglass frigate here, making sure that there is nothing that they don't see on the bottom of the map. That said, they might be trying to go for the point here, which... So, I don't want to say that there's a lot of mines, but this is going to be a spicy cap point if this thing decides it wants to go E. Either way, last of the missiles coming in now, just for good measure. A couple size 2 hybrids, CMD type primary, not actually staging, or... Are they going... Oh, they're going for the far one. That's kind of funny. I don't think the missile armed, so it didn't actually deal damage there. But yeah, corkscrews zooming into here. It is only a size 2 hybrid, so it's not the most damage. But functionally, I would say that Mars Cat is dead, and so is Rose. They can technically still repair some stuff, but they're not getting back. Actually, if they repair this magazine, this ship is just going to die. Yeah. No, don't repair the mag. Don't repair the mag. No! Yep. So unfortunately, they needed power, and they don't have any power. You could have repaired the drive and possibly taken this thing back, but yeah. 2 defenders, light minefields, not favored to take a mine, flank hit, let alone third person. Yeah, so to clear this out, you really need RPF rounds to try and airburst on these things. But one nasty trick you can do nowadays, we see with this mine here, because this thing is so close to the rock face, RPF rounds fired from this angle, they'll burst on the rock face instead of actually hitting the mine. So you'll have to really go wide around to then try and get onto the point, making sure you can plaster that down. And if you hide mines on multiple different faces, like we see here, then it becomes incredibly difficult to unburrow those. So I'd like to thank the miners for saving the rare endangered asteroid gopher, because the mines are very good at exploding there. But unfortunately, the asteroid gopher population has since recovered, bounced back a whole lot, and now is, well, spiraling massively out of control. So open season starts in mid-March, if anyone wants to get in on that. Seeing now a couple missiles for their trouble. The size 2 hybrids going towards the A point. So OSP doing a desperation play. They're moving their assets onto the point. I don't believe that they have anything left that can really shoot down these. Let's see. They've got Pavises, and Pavis. So there's a hope maybe a grape shot will connect or a Pavis shot, but given these are size 2 hybrid... Ooh, actually, grape shot paying work. Yeah, okay. I take it back. Yeah, grape shot delivering 2 shoot downs on size 2 hybrids. Well done. Normally, you don't see those actually doing anything. You see grape shot fire off occasionally and try and shoot down a missile in futility, but typically it takes a huge volume of it. So I'm very impressed that they managed to shoot down 2 of those on approach. Anyways, plasma coming out now. I see this pretty securely in ANS hands. OSP is functionally down 2 fleets. They're trying in desperation to get to the A point. This beam destroyer coming out of cover now, lurking, ready to fire its beam any second now as soon as it crests past this rock. Let's take a look at this snipe coming down on the A point. Come on, buddy, getting 6 kilometers. I know you wanna. Yep, there it is. Bwah! Just gonna zoom out and follow this beam turret in here. Let's take a look. Yep, just right into that poor cargo feeder. Let's take a look at its internals. Yeah, getting cooked away here. Citadel is redded out, so this thing is not going to be firing anymore. It's just getting cooked through here. I don't know if this thing has a focused particle accelerator. Let's take a look. Yep, it does have 2 FPAs, so that heavily improves the beam damage at this range to the degree it can knock out even some of the tougher components. You can see now just the beam held on target is burned through this thing, gutting it, so that is a severely dead ship. Now rotating targets, battle short is engaged, screw your cooldowns, I have beam, just cleaning house on the point here. So it is worth noting the beam destroyer is taking damage on the beam here because it is battle shorting, but it's able to just completely carve through the monitors that we see here. So A point technically being capped, but I don't think it's going to matter in a second because they have a recovery asset that they can move in to get back the point should it be capped. Seeing this ship now, it's on its last legs. Magazine is on fire. Complex is taking damage. Complex, very tough, but it does not matter against 2 FPA. Yeah, that beam destroyer perfectly positioned in the pillbox to overwatch the A point, as we see here. There's just a tug left. Wait, hang on. What? Oh, this thing's actually still in the game. Oh, damn. Huh. I did not realize that thing was still alive. Holy crap. How is that alive? It was firing shots. Mag is like 1%. How did it do that? Huh. Wait. How is this thing firing, actually? Because it's only got a... It's got T20, and the mag is... Is the mag actually operational? Wow. Oh, womp womp. Well, there's some hybrids coming in for their trouble. So yeah, even though they do get the A capper here, we're gonna see, yep, some more CMDs going in. Validated target. Yep, womp womp. And that is a already very dead ship. So, yeah, the A-point graveyard being thoroughly populated by OSP hulls, more missiles coming in for their troubles. Again, battleships cleaning up on this flank here. We're seeing that beam just burning into the drive section. I wouldn't be surprised if this is position fired since the ship is not moving. So you can actually carve up these things manually, deciding where you want to put your beam. Putting it into the drive section to make sure that they can't move is a very powerful play. And then you just kind of walk your laser scalpel across them as you please. Oh, no, not that little cat face. No! Whoa! You carved the head off the cat. No! That's unfortunate. You hate to see it, but again, ANS firmly taking the lead. They've got their back assets. They could probably push up front with these now and just kind of clean house. OSP has been thoroughly folded. Only thing left here is Hardley's last little heroic feeder, trying to hold the A point. It's spitefully firing a T-20 at a destroyer that is just now coming back out of cover, lining up the beam on target. They're actually getting hits on the beam turret, so it might not be activatable. We're going to see, is it good or not? See the whole destroyer trying to rotate around, trying to get onto target. Will it fire? Let's find out. Looking over the shoulder here. Pull the lever. Kronk, fire the beam. Actually, those are really good shots right now that are keeping that thing zeroed, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, that's not going to be good, though. Yeah, this beam turret, not technically operational yet. There it goes, just getting onto the operational tick. He might have walked a little bit wide, but yeah, this thing cooked down now. That's the last asset. This thing here, I'm not counting this because it is in range of a beam ship and will be cleaned up shortly. I'm just going to say it now. Time for OSP to surrender. This game is decided, so yeah. I will give them credit. They did get the A point, so credit where it is due. Yeah, OSP, they came in, they had, I'd say, a little bit of a deployment issue. If those bulk freighters had stayed with the Acellos and pushed together as a 6,000 point blob, that would be a very powerful push that you can do. OSP heavily enjoys the benefits of firepower from the bulk freighters, but bulk freighters themselves, they have very good damage control, but as a sustained frontline ship, they do struggle against something like the ANS's battleships and Axfords, because those ships can hold up under fire as well. And when it comes down to it, in a 450 fight, ANS with their bows facing the enemy and the OSP with the broadside and all their modules presented, OSP is not the favored one there. Additionally, they're not the favored one when they get run over by a beam torpedo truck. Yeah. There's a unfortunate snowballing in this game, so not the closest match we could have had, but still, that said, the points fairly close here. Last of the assets getting knocked out here and surrendering, so gonna give them all a GG, well played. Thank you to the players. I just randomly hopped in and didn't expect this lobby to be up, so we'll play in the next one, I think. Yeah. Let's take a look. Yep, the object permanence here from Big Midi, 33,000. The Arc Overlord here, 30,000. So yeah, big damage on the battleships. Personally, not a huge fan of battleships myself, but I just find that they are a very big slow ship. And also, these are 3,000 point battleships. I'd like going a little wider than that, but still, good showing from the ANS, showing that their capitals can hold up as the front line. So we saw 3 frontline fleets here between the torpedo beams as a surprise ambusher, the 450 as just a consistent, like, immovable rock, and then the Axfords holding the D side where they were able to just kind of basically stop the OSP's rotation there with the bulk freighters around the corner and then just lay an absurd amount of firepower into them. So you may note this one here did not get that much damage, but if we take a look at this, this is a 1,500 point ship that just pulled almost a 20k damage. That's a pretty good Axford right there, if I do say so myself. Yeah. OSP, unfortunately, just not quite having the engagements they wanted. We saw the bulk freighters get knocked out there. The various assets did try and rotate around, but they just weren't able to get together in time for it. So a little bit lacking also in the sensor department, needing more bloodhounds and early warning radars to properly scout out the big capitals and then deal with them. Also a bit of a lack of plasma on the OSP side, which is one of the important tools for peeling away the heavy armor of things like battleships and heavy cruisers. So anyways, gonna go ahead and ready up. I'll probably hop into this one here. So while we're waiting for that, just going over the post-game screen. Okay. I'm gonna run our intermission little ad thing here so that nobody gets a ad middle of game, because it would probably pop up then, and I can only snooze ads so many times. So we will be back in 3 minutes, or your local equivalent time in whatever time dimension you are in. So yeah, see you in 3, chat. We will go ahead and play some Neb after that, and it will be fun. Okay? Okay, see you 3. Alrighty, chat, we are back in business. Had to hop into a new lobby. We are in Area number 1, if anyone wants to drop in with us. Playing on the OSP side. Bit of a OSP ruffian myself, which is one of the fun terms. There's Alliance Loyalist and OSP Ruffian, I believe, are the 2 tags they give you on the official Area Discord, the Nebulous one, that is. Area standing for, I believe it's Erandus Industries? Eridanus? Either way, ERI official number 1 is the place to be right now. We are going to be playing now. So we got a couple of names and faces here, mixture of ranks and whatnot. So yeah, I do play both factions. I know some people who are insistent on mono-factioning, and I think that leads to a lot of the reason why you see certain opinions saying, oh, X thing is overpowered, X thing is underpowered. It's like, yeah, you're only seeing one side of the equation. I enjoy playing pretty much everything in the game. I'm not saying I'm good at everything in the game, but I do enjoy playing it. So I'm also playing a fleet designed basically to generate balanced complaint forms, which makes me a little bit of a bad person, but it's just got all the little toys that I like on OSP that make people a little bit mad. And remember, the North American tactic of winning. You don't win by being better than your opponent, you win by making them rage quit. It is actually some merit to that. I used to play, technically at one point in my life, I did professionally play Heroes of the Storm. Not like in any serious regard to that, but there was a point where I didn't have a job, and that was technically like playing tournaments for money. So kind of a funny thing there. And Heroes of the Storm, I learned very importantly in that game, because 1, I think it's better than League of Legends and Dota. 2, is that the team that tilts first loses. And with Neb, you can sometimes, inflict enough emotional damage with what you're doing that somebody just flat out surrenders their ships. So we're going to try and do that. I'll explain the various assets I've got once we get into the game and I can show y'all, but I quite enjoy this fleet. I've had multiple people both play against me and with me with it, and they say, yeah, that's a fun, interesting little asset. So it's one of my dubious creations that I'm quite proud of. I have a couple other dubious creations. No way Final Fantasy exists in Neb. I'm not sure which one you're referring to there, but let's go ahead and deploy. So we're back on Pillars again. Pillars is the Dust 2 of Nebulous, so you'll see a lot of games here. We're going to deploy our Mass Driver Liner over here. Again, this is a capped fleet with a Mass Driver Liner, because I'm just like that. We're going to deploy it with the binoculars here. And we get our early warning assets kind of up and around the sides of the map here, so I can spot things quite handily. And then what we've got to go with is our 2 little fighting forces here. So my point of this build is to try and trim out the enemy's cappers and stuff. So my goal is to try and play in the battle space and just find whatever they're doing and shut that down. Essentially, I'm hunting the hunters, where you typically expect the ANS sprinters to try and be aggressive and hunt down any of the little supporting assets, because shuttles on paper are quite fragile, and with a little bit of damage, they should be knocked out. But when you run enough of them, you can gang up on people. And Final Fantasy is a league term, means forfeit. Oh, forfeit 15. Yeah, there you go. Right. Yep. Again, North America tactics, tilt your opponents. I'm not saying that it's a good or bad thing to do. I'm just saying that if you understand don't tilt, and that's your main goal in the game, and keeping your cohesion, that will win you games. Straight up. Morale is a hard thing to note on paper. There's a lot of people who will try and numbers a game and use it's I call it sort of spreadsheet management. Ooh, we've got a interesting little formation over there. I wonder what that could be. That might be destroyers. That's kind of scary then. Or what the heck are those? Okay, those might be Voxels, actually. All right, so we're going to just go ahead and do a bunch of stuff here. So playing this on stream is going to be incredibly hectic because, 1, I'm incredibly EP today, and 2, I sort of know what I'm doing sometimes. So we're just going to preemptively aim our mass drivers over in that rock. Remember last game when we saw there was a little ship there that appeared? We're going to be trying to catch that little ship. Move our stuff around here. We already can see the enemy, which is a little concerning. What the heck are those? We have an intel center, so we will be able to get intelligence very quickly. All right, we're moving these spotty binoculars up, so we'll be able to see accurately into that zone. Just gotta angle themselves here and here. I'm actually going to put a warning in a second on that spot. Move this fleet up here. Loose formation is all good. Set them to flank because we can. Go fast. All right, we have... Ooh, that is... Okay, well, that's a thing. I'm going to call this out to my team, Mass Axe for D-side. I'm going to mark all of these as priority. So, yeah, that is a lot. We saw that there was quite a few of them dropping information. I think that was down lower, though. So, yeah, that's a thing that we'll have to contend with. We're going to keep ourselves pre-aimed at that area, though, that we talked about. I'm actually going to give a little warning marker down here so I can aim better. I think that the ping tools are a thing that not enough people make use of because you can do things like this, and it's very easy to use your hemisphere tools to lock on like that. See, now I've got myself perfectly in position. I'm going to move you around like so. I'm going to move you up like so. Allies will be able to cap that with a little asset, and then the copper field over here is going to keep us aware of what's happening on this flank. Once I'm done setting it up like so, should be able to manage things well. There we go. Our little hunter pairs are going to kind of go around the map. These things are very effective at what they do, so I'm quite proud of them. Anyways, actually going to turn off flank on you because we don't need it right now. Just reposition on this. So we know that they have a lot of Axford on that side, which means that most likely they're going to be lacking push force in other locations. Part of the OSP like peak gameplay is going where your opponent is not, because a lot of ANS capitals are very tough to take down in a fight, but they are also more expensive, so you're able to position yourselves in a place where you can, well, just kind of take advantage of them. Mobility is the name of the game. All right, we're going to move ourselves around here, just take a look around the battle space, see what there is to see. So there is Axford and Keystone, and there's a Axford there. So we have situational awareness provided by this tug. I'm actually just going to move it right to the edge of the map here so I can keep my eyes on them. Let's see what else we got here. Oop, a couple of missiles going out towards the A point. So we didn't actually send anything, so these are just kind of like timinged, just expecting us to be there. So very nice to see. Don't know what they're going off about in chat and that, but we can kind of take a look here. They're taking fire from somewhere. I'm not sure what that was, but anyways, we're just going to have to sit close to this rock. Going to move you back a little way so that you don't smack into said rock. There we go. Putting them 300 meters apart so they're close enough to share point defense and other assets, but not close enough to increase the radar signature, which is when you're below 200 meters, I believe, give or take. Okay, we should move you off of this rock because that could be bad otherwise. Gonna try and cut wide here. See if we can't sneak around the back. Actually gonna change the formation a little bit here, going high and then gonna go low with this one, like so. And send you over here. There we go. We're gonna sweep. I'm not expecting there to be too many assets on that side, but I can also check, which is the nice part. Got you set up in position. We do actually have a cap lead right now, so we don't have to do anything in the immediate moment. That said, I can start actually getting some stuff done. So we're gonna move our binoculars up to the top here, and then have them try and lock onto the Elizabeth here. I'm going to have you also angle your mass drivers facing that direction. There we go. The mass driver, very effective against most targets. It will not kill things like a battleship or a heavy cruiser. I think also it can't kill a light cruiser, but it can seriously knock out components on it. So
on the way, Commander.
Just hearing the team say, try capping A. I'm betting it's Overwatched. So I'm just saying now, looking at the caps, we have a lead. As long as A remains neutral, that is us winning the game. So we're just going to keep going with that. And we're going to move this thing here, getting our guns onto target, trying to lock onto this keystone that's moving there. So we saw they had missiles as well ready for us. All right, let's see. Where is you? Going to lock on like so. Bloop, bloop.
Understood.
Moving our heading commands. Move you as well. Going to set our ghost fire order, which is just firing on a positional track here.
Understood.
Hello, you, whatever you are. You are in Axford. We're going to mark that a priority.
Orders.
So, in this case, I am moving my fleet around the outside, and I've got you in reserve here. I probably should put those somewhere else, but I don't have a good spot for them right now, so instead we're just going to move ourselves into the reserve slot here. Did I bring rockets on these? I did not. So, we are a little bit limited in that regard. Going to actually set our fire orders to hold, so we don't randomly out ourselves here. This way, we can quickly turn our guns back on, and they won't be wasting shots. So just going to order them to reload all the weapons, making sure that we do have full magazines at the ready. A couple of active decoys here, seducing some missiles. The ANS team is hiding behind the rocks, setting up for something or other. It's important to note that currently they have to take the initiative as we are winning. We have 2 caps, they have 2 caps, we have more points. Given infinite amount of time, we will win this game, so it is up to them to do something about it. I'm also going to move the little spotty here over because I see those ships now coming around that rock corner, and I want to get them, so I'm going to do just that. You are going to adjust your heading onto them, like so. Or not your heading, your fire order. There we go. Early warning assets paying their dues, rather, as I'm able to keep myself more or less aware of pretty much everything they're doing. Go sweep this low just in case. Haven't seen everything they have to offer, but we've seen quite a few Axfords. Have not seen a battleship either, although our map awareness down low is a little bit lacking. We still have some scouts down there. Yep, here's the obligatory ACAP tax. So a bunch of size 2 missiles coming in here, not activating their seekers, probably ARAD seeker type, so nice to see the shuttle paying its dues there. Yep, size 2 tug storm. Oop, its radar is off, so it only sees one of these things. These other 2 might hit it. I think that's Axe Seeker. Yep, clonk, 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 clonk. Oof, ouch, oof. That said, it is still capping the A point, so hey, credit where it's due. Desperately now seeing them try and fire RPF.
We have secured Zone Atlas.
I'm gonna call that out. RPF from D. That is 4 shots from a weird shape. Huh. Okay. Wonder what that could be. Either way, there's something up there that we can't see right now, so we're just gonna deal with that in a second. If you go up, you go over like so. All right. I have you set to collapse on anything that I'd want here. I don't think that I need to be here because this is just axe swords and stuff, but I could snake around to a point. We are lurking on the wings. If the enemy pushes up, we will be able to jump onto them. Also, we have now heavily taken the lead because, well, as you can see here, we got the A point. Now they have to go over there and cap that back, which means that it's going to pull them out of position. So we're doing our best right now to keep ourselves, like, sort of in cover, but also ready to jump on the enemy should they peek out. Gonna order a shot on this one. We have line of fire. 3, 2, 1. All guns ready and fire, fire, fire. Bam, 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 bam. So this thing is gonna start eating mass driver shots, which means that they are aware of me, which means there's going to be missiles flying my way, like, pretty much immediately. Poor guy. Yes. Hello, Stallion. Welcome to the channel. Pull up a chair. We're seeing now, this thing took a mass driver hit and is like, oh crap, I need to get into cover. So this does reveal me pretty well because they know that I'm over here, but now I do the sneaky thing where I just run away. I'm expecting missiles, like we saw they had missile assets. Ooh, that is huntable. Okay. Yep, there's some missiles coming out. So we're gonna go around like this, knowing that there's something kind of like here-ish. That's gonna be our reference point, yes. Poor guy, nom 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 nom. Exactly. All right, there's that Reigns. So that thing might be diving for the A point. We're gonna set up for an intercept on it. To set ourselves in kind of a vertical formation like so, and like so. Here we go. Wop, 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 wop. So we're going to get ready. This thing, I'm betting, is going to peek out below there, try and go for the A point, and we're going to have a nice little crossfire set up on it. We're going to hold fire right now and then aim our shot towards that area there-ish, give or take. Not quite exactly where I want to be, but hey, it works. Let's see. You're going to have to be here. I'm going to adjust my early warnings over to here. There's some more of those missiles trying to get that shuttle killed. They're just trying to commit to the bit because they did actually knock out its drive earlier. Yeah, it's low power, so I'm pretty sure this will be a dead shuttle, but that shuttle has already paid its worth getting the A-cap. Yep, even more missiles. Womp, 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 womp. Unfortunately, the Hex Potty goes down. All right, let's see. Situational awareness time. I need to adjust here. Womp, 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 womp.
Understood.
So, I do hope that my commentary is a little helpful for explaining why I'm doing certain things, because Neb is one of those games that's a little obtuse to kind of look at. Like, if you just look at this battle space, this tells me a lot, but it's very hard for somebody who's just learning the game to kind of get a sense of how things go with it. All right, you are going to get hit by HE in a second here. All right, HE locked and loaded, and as for you, you are on the flank route, ready. So we're just going to hold here. All right, cancel your maneuverings there. Just stand by. All right, all guns loaded and ready. Lock on with a jammer as well. Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1, light them up! So in this case, we're getting the surprise factor on them. And said our lock is not ideal, but hey, it's good enough for our purposes right now. Those keystones moving in, we're able to get jamming out here. So we are probably going to knock out missile launchers on this thing if I had to guess. Let's see. Do we have a line here, actually? We do. Hello, you. Open fire. The mass driver's coming out now against a keystone. Please give me a lock, somebody. I'm going to have you locked on, and then you are going to fire on that. There we are. Mass driver's doing their job, suppressing the enemy from afar. Very effective tool. So we're going to keep our early warning around the place. Should see some missiles retaliating against me shortly because of the silliness that I'm doing. I don't have a great track here, but still, I'm able to get a hit or two in. I think, anyways. Okay, I'm going to actually be a little risky here and push up. This might get me in range of these keystones and axe swords, but I do want that radar lock, so I'm going to try for it. And have you adjust your early warning to be kind of in the middle of the enemy formation. Seeing some more missiles going in after our little assets there. So yeah, we have a good lock on these ones. I'm going to mark this one as priority since that's the one that I'm hitting. Okay, you, hi there. Ah, that's what you are. Okay, so we know now that is a jamming ship, so we're going to just quickly retreat back and screw with them doing this by activating Battle Short on our jammer. That should break their lock in a second. Let's see. Yes, no, maybe so. And yeah, it's just because we got into range of these ones. I'm assuming that thing doesn't have a jammer. Maybe they're positioning firing. We're going to find out once we break our position here. We can tell that they have us on track. Just need to get out of the line there. Come on, buddy. Break lock. Oh, maybe the Axford CS. That could be it too. Okay, well, whatever. We're just going to get out of the line of sight here. Yep. All right, and they stopped jamming us. They were firing on our position instead. That said, we are able to now get them in target range for our other asset. So we're going to fire HE on that. Wop, wop. And then we're going to come over here and fire HE on this. There we are. Not the greatest track, but hey, it is shootable, so we take those. Again, firing on the keystone here. It's center of the formation, so I'm assuming that's the lead ship, which means that I can effectively hit their command ship and make them have to reorder their formation. Again, another little thing to do, just figuring out which ship you think that the enemy player is commanding as their command ship, and then make them have to juggle their formation. It is little taxes like this that you can inflict on your enemy. You see them now moving an Axford onto the C point because they're worried that my assets here are going to go ahead and try and cap it, which I'm just going to not. I'm threatening this, but I'm not actually taking it. In a way, I am actually winning already because I'm pulling my opponent away with much less resources. Because you think about this Axford, right? That's probably like 1,500 points worth of Axford. I'm pulling this away with maybe 600 points of shuttle. And they are going to just have to sit on that rock for like the rest of the game. So, feeling pretty good about that one. Unfortunately, do not have a shootable track there. I'm glad I had these on hold fire because they have kept themselves hidden. So we're just going to order them to ceasefire. There we are. You are mass driving that one thoroughly. They're just kind of standing there in it. Interesting. Mass drivers can actually get a kill here if I remember my damage thresholds correctly. So we're going to try for that. Keep ourselves maneuvering around a little bit just so they're not entirely certain where we are. Moving horizontally is not the fastest with this thing because we're able to mainly go forwards and backwards because the big thrusters in the rear and the front. But still, we're getting little bits of chip damage into this thing. Yeah, smack right in the snoot. So this thing is suffering. Trying to inflict a heavy tax on this thing. Oop, we're getting a little shuttle around the side here. I don't think he wanted to expose himself, but anyways, let's take a look around the battle space. We have awareness of where all the enemies are. I would expect like an underside asset, but I don't think that they deployed anything there. So really, it's just us being patient. Oop, we got some missiles out in the water. Size 2s going on target. Let's see. These are home on jam and CMD home on jam. Okay. These are probably going to get rocked, which is funny, but still. Gonna just type out words. Just don't push, don't get greedy. We win it already, because remember, it is our enemy's turn to do something, and then we are going to be the reactionary ones. They have initiative. Actually, it's kind of funny to think of this. Chivalry 2 is actually what made me better at Neb. Because Chivalry 2, the way in that game it works is that when you parry an attack, your next attack is much faster. So that's called giving yourself initiative, where it's like somebody strikes, and then you react, and then you strike, and then they react. So it goes back and forth in this kind of like fencing duel thing. So I look at this. I know initiative is in the enemy's hands, and it's their turn to do a thing. So I am just setting up to be the reactionary to whatever that thing is.
Go ahead, Command.
Kind of a weird cross-pollination of skills and stuff. I'm going to move the spotty much lower here, because that way I'll be able to keep a lock on them, and also going to drive you super low. So you see them now trying to crawl up here, but that is also, again, forcing our enemies up, which is where we want them to be kept. I've kept pretty much the entire enemy force in this like little 1/8 of the map. Like if we look at this line here and draw a line up, there is like a 1/8 like section of the space here, and that's all the ANS occupies. We own everything else. Fundamentally correct. Helps to understand object timer's role. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Just understanding like some of the different assets. Ooh, that's a big missile dump. What are they going at? Ah, okay. So they did manage to actually scout out one of our assets. So they do have a pretty decent missile payload coming here, but I think a bunch of these are going to just rock. Yeah, so this ship did take hits, and it's not going to feel good. Wow, it actually got deaded from that. Damn. Those are some spicy size 2s. Okay. It does have an Ocello nearby, so this thing is able to stay in the cover here and still manage to like provide its utilities. So, yeah. Again, remember, if your enemy is making a mistake, let them make that mistake and capitalize on it. Most people think the score is 270 versus 410. It's actually 730 versus 590. Yeah, it's little stuff like that. Monitor was made of paper, so the size 2 straight. Yeah, monitors can actually survive missile hits, like a reinforced drive or a reinforced CIC. Monitors have 20% component damage reduction. Reinforced CIC is 40 damage threshold. So technically, HEI impact cannot kill, like fully gray out a monitor, assuming you have a reinforced CIC. That said, you can also just completely strip it of anything useful in the battle. So,
send your traffic.
Okay, you. Hello, you. We're gonna do a silly here in a second. All right, chat? So we're gonna lock onto you with HE rounds, because they are diving for it now, and we're not gonna let them. And we're gonna have you, yeah, we'll go with that as well. Ooh, okay, yep. Time to go. All right, target locked, fire 4, effect. Ooh, okay, you've actually been scouted out for the first time in this game. They've got a burn through on us, so I'm hoping that they don't fire a, what do you call it? Bullseye at me. Just hoping that their situational awareness is like, that's just like a life pod or something. You can see, again, keeping this one on the rock here.
How
to
can we
fire
help
on
today,
that thing because
Commander?
thankfully our team has locked it.
Go
I am
ahead,
very
Commander.
glad about that. Call the shot here. All right, team. Y'all see him? You see him. Fire for effect. Bam, 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 bam. We're going to also activate our jammers just to be a jerk. They do see the spotty, which is a little annoying, so we're going to have to move that asset back before it gets booped, because that will probably take a missile any second now. And adjust our heading as well for it. This thing probably going to go down in a second. Why are they like this? Yeah, it's very interesting because what they're doing right now is not winning. They're very passive. Initiative has fallen into their hands. Yep, there's the size 1 I was going to expect. So I'm just going to disable our radar real quick. I don't unfortunately have chaff on this because I am very cheap, but this might hurt. So let's just see how bad this is. Ah, owie. Okay, you know what? Actually, not unfixable. Resume lock. Fire. Okay, this thing is thoroughly dead. Yep, we're going to cease fire, and you're going to go into hold fire. That way I can readjust my shots. Let's see. Okay, spotty. What else can I shoot at today? Ooh, a keystone. Don't mind if I do. Actually going to fire on the weakened one here, trying to go for a knockout.
Done, Commander.
Funny thing is, monitor's the most armored thing outside these. So yeah, the monitor is the most armored, but armor and damage and component threshold is very different. Wow. Okay. Again, they have found me. There's the little task force. Okay, you know what? Skirmish time, baby. Let's go. And I know what I'm going to do now. So this is going to look a little bit weird, but I'm going to quickly cross you over here. You are going to burn full flank here. All right, you. An Axford. That is not what I expected. Okay, we're going to just trim the escorts then. Initiate lock, initiate jam, fire battle short. Just going to cruise down this away. So yeah, unfortunately, early warning asset does go down here. I did not realize there was an Axford down here, so that's a bit lackluster on my part. I need to get out of here, so we're just going to issue a retreat order and then get around the corner here. Gonna have grape shot loaded because I did go guns on this thing as backup. Yeah, we need to quickly reposition here. Now they have actually realized, oh crap, we're losing this game. We need to do something about it. They're dumping a bunch of missile here at, let's see. Okay, it's a, that's what it is. It's a size 2 Axford. Interesting. I'm not gonna call that good, but I am gonna say that that's gonna fuck up our Acello pretty good here in a second. Personally, I prefer to see frigates used as a missile platform. I'm also a strong enthusiast of a destroyer because you can fit an intel center in it, and it's very good.
They've got us dialed in.
Anyways,
Understood.
blocks established here. Number 5 squad is alive. You're going to be trying to fire grape shot, I would like. Please, thank you.
Negative.
Go on that.
Got you 5
Good old
by
Balcon
5.
complaint moving up. Problem with ANS have a lot of punch and armor in general, so they don't have to press incentive. Your goose is cooked because they'll eat everyone's straight combat. Yeah, ANS is looking for a straight fight, and it is on OSP to not give them that. Uh-oh. Okay, where's my other assets? This could be interesting. I am really hoping those are not ARADs. Fire on those if you can. All right, we're going to do a silly in about 2 seconds here. Ready? Pop chaff and cease fire. Shut down radars. And evade, evade, evade. Aha! Get spoofed. I am so good at anti-missile combat. All right, radar's back on. Let's see what we got. Mahahaha.
Here now, Commander.
So, gotta keep firing grape shot on this one. If we can trim out that sprinter. Ooh. Uh-oh, radar's off. Yep, ceasefire. Ah, crap. Gotta hope that these don't go after us. These might be command, which might mean I'm shit out of luck. They are not. Okay, cool. Wait for them to go past. Radar's back on again. Fire for effect. Deploy jamming and that. Wop, 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 wop. This is us being a little shitty jerk here, and I love it. Because they are trying to fire so many missiles at us, and it's just not going through. Okay, as for the spotty, you need to get over here and provide lock on that again, please. Thank you. Situational awareness, a bit lackluster. Gonna go super high with these ones. Oh, crap. Yeah, shut down everything. Yeah! Woo! Okay, one took a hit. The jammer one, so those were ARADs. And got a little bit preoccupied there, so we need to go ahead and do some stuff. That said, this ship is not doing its job of knocking me out. It is dumping salvo after salvo, and I am not dead yet. So, I actually set you to hold fire. There we are. Just gonna preemptively have you aimed there. Uh-oh. Crap. Chaff, chaff. Disable that. Disable this. There we go. Yep. Chaff time. Boop, 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 boo. Yep. This is what cheap seeker heads get you. Haha. I know exactly how to counterplay this, which is why I'm very happy. But oh, crap. Oh, crap. Egg meat face. God damn it. Yep. This is what happens when I get cocky. So that said, I think that we are still doing pretty well here. Situational awareness wise, we need to be figuring out where they are going. So yeah, they figured out where I am. They've decided, okay, we need to push now. I think it might actually be a little too late for them because we have managed to get most of our stuff out of the way. We're going to activate some jamming on this. On the plus side, they need to 4-cap you now and a withdrawing seat. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to fire fracturing blocks on this one. Cancel our other shot. Yep, this thing is good to go. It's going to roll its way there. Also doing a trick here where you retreat on a diagonal, so you're able to use your big thrusters here. So if you notice the angling of the ship here, like I've got the bow, I can still fire a whole bunch of that. Oh, crap, I was not paying attention there. Okay, chaff, please, if you can. Ah, crap. No, never mind, it's beam. We don't have a chance. All right, early warning radar 1. I need to actually rotate this thing over. I've been a little bit lackluster in my performance here now, as I'm rapidly getting jumped on. This is what happens, too, when you stay static for a while. They stayed static, and then suddenly, how do I describe it? I call this the bipolar turtle approach, where they play super duper turtly, but then when they decide to send it, they full send it. So it's really hard to counterplay against because suddenly they just all get together and say, okay, we need to do a thing, and then just boom, really far forward. I was expecting them to continue playing passively, and that's my own fault. So. The Balcon post is now firing what it can at the Axfords. They're actually not doing very well against me, which confuses me. Are they firing AP rounds? Oh, that's why. They're firing AP rounds. Okay, so AP rounds are just going to punch right through my ship and not do any damage because AP rounds require a direct hit to a component. Once they switch to HE, it's going to be a very different story. You see them now clean up a bunch of my assets here. Okay, just going to try and clean this up. Let's see. Where do we want to go? Well, we could snake around to the back of them there. Yep. So you're seeing now the Axfords. They've suddenly pushed out of their corner and are trying to deny our stuff. So that is rather annoying. We're just going to fire a jam on them briefly here, trying to cover the approach of these containers. Again, it's important to have situational awareness and realize what your team is doing and how to help them out. By jamming them with the jammer here, we're also messing up some of their point defense and making it so it's harder for them to shoot down our stuff. You see the Spotty here has been unfortunately clobbered. There's a reactor bloom, and these Axfords should be... Let's see, fire on that one there. I don't think those actually got any hits, so really good credit to their point defense. God damn. God damn. My God, they're going off to the side. No. Yeah, a bunch of those getting shut down just beforehand, so credit to them, defenders doing their jobs. All right, that said, they are still not on the points. They are chasing me, and by chasing me, they are not winning the game. Like, I am taking hits right here. I am 100% okay with every one of my ships dying that I've got here, because we have a full cap on the map, and they are not going to get it. They've pushed too much to punish what I am doing, meaning that I've done my job as being a squirrel, and they have not managed to counterplay it. So, all right, let's go ahead and jam these, like so. Point and shoot, please. Pop chaff. Chaff. Are you... Cease fire. Radar's off. Chaff. Yep. Evaded. Yep. Home on jam. There we go. Probably approaching the point where they would need a 5-cap. Yeah, exactly. Like, they can kill me, but killing me does not win them the game. In fact, we're just going to deny them the A-cap, or the B-cap, rather. Fire everything we got on them, like so. Ta-da. So again, our mass driver ship just heavily screwed here. This thing is not going to live through the battle. It is taking way too much damage from too many sides. Like, if you take a look at this, I am pulling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Axford's attention onto a ship that costs like 1,200 points. I have absolutely paid dues here. Like, this is so worth. You see now the Sprinter here just getting royally torn apart. We are, again, taking hits here, but no, switch to HE. There we go. As for you, yep, that's the right range. Uh-oh. There's a container liner doing stuff. So yeah, we are losing the battle, but we are winning the war. So yeah, I've got this thing. It is harmless. Please kill it before it caps. Damn it. Okay, so unfortunately, they do get that cap there. I did not manage to kill them in time, so that's... You hate to see it, but whatever. I'm going to go ahead and fire a jammer in directional here. There we go. More or less like there-ish. Oop, there's a beam coming after us. Okay, we need to jam that, please. Uh-oh. Ah, crap. They're after us. Yo! Okay, so they are going to clean up most of our shit here, but still, I do not believe that they're going to be able to kill all of our stuff. Uh-oh, actually, this is getting... Okay, this suddenly just changed things, because I realized I'm like one of the few combat-effective ships here. So, if we lose all of our combat-capable craft, we might actually lose this. Okay, that is marked as killed. There we go. We just need to basically run and hide. So we're going to split our force off into 3 different directions here, trying to evade the enemy. Number 5 is alive. You're going to go here. Number 6, you're going to go under this rock here. I don't believe that they can cap in time for them to win us, or for them to win the game. But if we lose every combat-capable ship, then, yeah, we are actually out. So that changes things. I did not realize that my team had gotten folded over there. Oh. Okay, so we need to just dive here, try and get our stuff back online. We can restore most of our ship here, actually. We'll get our plank controls as well. Go. Parking we don't actually need. Mass drivers are important. Go. All right, you're going to hold fire, and you're going to then aim at the B point. I can't actually kill anything this game anymore, but I can still be a nuisance. So, you. All right, turn off your radar. Hopefully that will deny them the hits here. Act seeker, please. Just no, maybe so. All right, we're good. Radar back on. Keep on moving. So yeah, it's our job now to run the fuck away. For those of you who have caught my Mech Warrior streams, we are playing Shadowcats now. We are running the hell away until the timer ticks out, and then we win the game. That is our game plan. Just be a little nuisance somewhere. I don't believe they have a beamstone in this corner of the map, so we're going to just hide here. We should win this on cap still. It is possible that they get a cap back. They're trying with that keystone. I don't have anything I can actually kill that with, I don't think. Unless... Oh, this might be cheeky. All right. This could be funny.
Changing position.
Can I get a line on that? I might be able to get a line on that. All right. We're going to do a funny. I don't know if this will work or not, but if we can knock this thing out and grab the point, probably 5 caps being necessary as a 4 caps really gives them a ton more time to get the last one. Yeah, it's a little hard to do the math like in your head to figure out like exactly which caps you need. Heck? Did I just get hit by a missile?
Go ahead, command.
No, okay. It must have just been still doing the fire order even though it's knocked out. All right. Well, all my ships are still technically combat capable. Oop. I say that as I take RPF rounds to the touche. Let's just hide here. 5 caps now necessary for what it's worth, including cap times. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, somebody's done the napkin math and figured out, hey, this is exactly how much they need. So, that is good for us. Oh, is that... Damn it. I didn't realize they had that beam still operational. I thought this thing was dead. Okay, so we just need to find a way to hide, basically. So we're going to do that. I think there's fleet assets up here, but I can't tell still. We're going to move you towards the C point here. You still have a damage control team, so you can burn flank, and then I'll just clear your heading and stuff. Oop. I said clear your heading and stuff. Math's so much easier if you remember to count backwards. Yeah, kind of that too. I kind of wish that Neb didn't do points in increments of 2, just did it in increments of 1. It would make it a little easier. Just lower number better. All right, we're going to be heading down here now. Okay, can we deny them that? Because if we can, that's really good for us.
Heading there now, Commander.
Let's see. I want you to come up here as well. We'll try and go for that cap there. I have no idea if you'll be able to get to the C point or not. We will find out. It might not happen in time. They might have an expert still sitting on it. I did not get my situational awareness. Again, got a little complacent there, slacked off, got punished for it. That is the name of the game. So, just going to take a look at our various assets around the map now. Okay, I need to have a ghost fire order set here. Thank you. So this way, once we see that beam destroyer, we should be able to hit it. We have a ship with a radar here. Now, we know it was facing downwards, so if we go with it facing up here, they're launching missiles at me, which is rather annoying. Chaff time. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Now, these are probably CMD. Nope. Go Chaff. Oh, yeah. You can't lock onto my radar if I don't have a radar. Aha, you fool. Oh, hi, you. Open fire. Yeah, shoot that one. We can see that in open space. Get him. Get his ass. Take his lunch money. They might actually 5 cap us here. We're going to see if we can get the cap or not. Okay, we see this one. All right, you need to kill that thing as soon as possible, please. And thank you. We are not getting beamed, so that is good. Repair the mass drivers. That is your only mission right now. Yep. Just keep everything functional. Fire, 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 fire. Dive, dive, dive.
Let's get the hell out of here.
So, unfortunately, wait, was that one of ours or one of theirs? I think that was one of ours by the looks. Yeah, because we're down a player officially. So, that said, maybe we can make this work. Fire high explosive. They do have some stuff, but they are also taking mass driver fire. As long as I can keep them combat killed here. Just got to... Oop, come on, Balcon complaint, please. No, fix the CIC. We need that. Ah, crap. Okay, cancel that plant control. We need DC teams to get there. Because we need that thing to be firing as one of our win conditions proper. Right, this thing needs to get up fast so we can get to that point. We're going to play Ring Around the Rosie here, which is going to be a little funny looking, so... To fire HE on this thing. This is going to be a close game. We were winning for most of it, but yeah, this is what happens. ANS, they got off their asses, and they decided, okay, we can now actually push. So this is what I meant by them taking initiative and doing very well with it. Credit to them. They have massively come back into this game now. They were actively losing for the better part of it, but this does show also that comebacks can happen, so.
Modules back online.
Yeah, I am pretty happy with how this went. I'm just going to hope that there's no missile and that I can maybe snake this cap, because I just need 15 more ticks of cap juice, and then I've actually got this. So we're going to see if we get that or not.
Ready for orders.
All right, you are able to get there. Please fire on target.
Shots out.
Gotta move you out here.
That did some damage.
Gotta try and get a shot in, please.
Damage control.
Come on, get him.
Power restored.
Power restored. Okay. Flank. Yep. Go, 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 go. Ah, crap.
Can't move.
Can I get this or not? Comebacks where if you have an attack fleet or a point advantage when you lack. Yeah. See, in this case, they did the right move, which is they figured out where we were, and then they did a big old coordinated push. And I did not realize they were doing that because I got talking and distracted. Yeah. I will give them credit. That was a good comeback. We were winning for like 3/4 of the match, and then they decided we have the like OSP kind of boxed in here. We have tonnage advantage. Let's just push. And they did really well with it. So
What are our
Yep.
orders?
just waiting for them to knock me out proper here, and then we'll go from there. Because there's still a chance technically that I could be able to cap this. I just have to make sure that I get the modules fixed.
Internal damage.
Not lose my CIC and stuff. Okay, that thing is beamed. I don't believe I have anything to displace this cap.
Awaiting your
Can we snake the C cap is the question. Because I
Aye,
might
Commander.
still be able to sneak this in. This will be funny if I do. I really should have included a ceremonial arming missile on this, but I didn't, so there we go. This is why I haven't surrendered yet. Oh crap, actually, you're my last combat capable asset. I need you to not be there, because that will get me actual hard dead. Okay, switch you to receive. Go, 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 go.
Underway.
99% sure you need 2 points. I don't know.
Commander.
I might be able to snake this. We're going to find out. If I do, that's incredible. If I don't, oh well. They've still not yet killed my bulk freighter, which is kind of funny. It's functionally dead. Like, this thing doesn't contribute to the match anymore in any functional sense, but it's not actually hard dead yet, which brings me a little bit of joy.
What are our orders?
This is my one combat capable ship, and if they understand that, they will focus it down. They are trying to hit my sea capper, and it's just got to dive itself into a rock here so that I am
Aye, aye.
mostly immune to missiles, depending on the arc that they take. Come on, smack.
Moving out.
No.
Rounds incoming.
Barely trying to hold on here. Literally unable to read tiny numbers, so ignore me. Yeah, it's like we have 970 points, so if I get a few ticks here,
Aye,
then
aye,
we are
Commander.
golden.
We're moving.
Okay, that's fine. Just stay there. Move up a little bit, actually.
Moving out.
Grinding along the rock. We are getting the cap here.
Hear you,
Yeah.
command.
We still technically can win this game.
Underway.
It's by the skin of our teeth, but I am going to try for it.
Hands on the line.
Yep. Do they have an asset that can actually cap the C point? We're going to find out. Haha.
Copy that. Moving.
This might be game, this might not be, because they need to get something onto the C point and cap it in time before I tick up. Royston, thank you for the
Gotcha.
follow.
5
Welcome to
by
the channel,
5.
pull up a chair. We are just barely by the skin of our teeth holding on to pillars. Oh, this is
At the
so
ready,
damn
Commander.
close. If they throw in the towel, I am very happy.
On the
Again,
way,
I am
Commander.
literally being carried by
All
having a
hands,
single gun
bandit ship.
shuttle and a EWAR that is just backcapping. Base, you got this. I think I do.
At the
Like,
ready,
they might
Commander.
have something on the C point that I can't actually see. I
At
can't
the
tell.
ready, Commander.
Yeah, that was a steal. Yeah, give him the colon 3. Catboy with the win. Yippee! I am literally like, if they knock out my shuttle here, win if that shuttle sun drives and they don't take the point. Yeah, the shuttle does not have a sun drive. I've got reinforced and basic. Yep, I am a thief, an absolute thief, an OSP ruffian. I am so happy that this might work. I think just barely, if they don't cap this in time, I will be able to get it. We have no combat assets left. This is a Nebulous game of all time.
Go ahead, command.
Yeah, like I'm
At the
just
ready.
hiding on the rock here. They can't actually see me. This thing is holding on like barely.
Aye, aye.
It
Full
managed to
surrender
sneak.
stop.
Like they knocked out the early warning. They're surrendering. Or is that our guy surrendering? Yeah, I think we still have this. Like, yeah, 6 more ticks and we win this. Just got to get past their 4 ticks. We'll be good. Just got to hide you in the bottom of the map. Come on, baby, make it work. Make it happen, Captain. This is
At the
so
ready.
funny. See, this is what I mean by like having multiple assets in the fleet command game is incredibly potent, because if I was just like a pair of axe swords right now, I can't do this. Again, like literally just a shuttle in that. Taking more second to cap C would have won. Yeah, it's like, okay, 3 more ticks. We got this.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
like
command.
I am straight gremlin hoursing this right now.
Underway.
I cannot believe I actually won this though. Like, I did some of the right plays here, but I also horribly like messed up earlier because I was not paying attention to their
On
like
the way,
huge push.
Commander.
Yeah, so they didn't defend C, and like, why would you defend C? Because I have a random tug here that you've missiled. You think this thing's dead. The early warning radar is out. It doesn't show up on pin art. This
Go
thing is
ahead,
just not
Commander.
there anymore. Its signature size is like 3,500. Yeah, that's it. Game over. 1,000 points. Catboy win. Yippee! Yeah. Whew. Okay, that feels good. That is a Nebulous game if I ever saw one. Yeah, Catboy Gaming. So I'm gonna tab out. Where's V2 Studio? That is a great game. But yeah, in that case, it's capitalize on your enemy's mistakes. I don't think that they played badly there. They were passive for the first quarter of the game. Then they figured out what they had to do. They were a little slow on the reaction. I will give them credit for that because they probably should have been able to scout out what we had as fleets and then figure out what they needed to do. Once they figured out what we had and decided, okay, we need to actually go, we folded like a house of cards. So credit to the A&S team. You played very well there once you started like not sitting passively. You figured out what you needed to do. And to your credit, you figured out what you had to do and you did it. You did well. Just took a little bit of time to get there, but you got there. So, now, like we see here, 2 Axfords and a Destroyer. These are very cheap Axfords. Wow. A beam on them too, damn. Okay, the front is just empty. That's how you afforded this comp. Okay, so yeah, we see the missile Axford here, just whole bunch of size 2s. This thing is literally designed to kill me because all of these like size 2 missiles are looking for little shits like me around the battle space. Blanket jammers, yeah, so let's see. They had home on jam, semi-active homing, active HECP. Okay, just act on a HECP. That's got to have decoys or something in it. Semi-active home, yeah, so this is a semi-active. That's why I was able to correctly assess what are they, pop chaff, turn off my radars and stuff. They didn't actually have ARAD, which surprises me. I thought that they did, but I was able to shut down the jammer either way and keep going with it. So yeah, figuring out what your enemy has and how to play around them is the name of the game. I think that reactionary play is something a lot of people need to get very good at because it's quite easy in the fleet editor to decide what does my fleet do and how am I going to play like that. Part of the fun of Neb is when everything goes to shit and you have to figure out, okay, what have I got? How can I scrape a win out of this? Because that thinking process is what managed to make me think, hey, you know, I've got a tug here. I could probably snake the C point. Why would they defend the C point? And it ended up working, like, just barely. Like, everything in the battle space here, we lived with literally a tug that has no offensive power and a single shuttle that does not have a reactor. Like, this thing is on the drive's power. I can technically fire the guns, but it's got no radar. I'm visual track only. Ugh. Yeah, all right. Whew. I'm tooting my own horn a little bit there, but I'm also very happy just because we managed to snake a win that I really don't think we should have gotten because, oh my god, things got a little bit scary there. Okay, I need to get myself a little bit of water because I feel myself sweating after that one. So we're going to take our intermission and be back in about 3 minutes. So everyone can take a stretch, take a snack break, do all that stuff, whatever you need to do. And we'll be back for another game of Nebulous nonsense. I will see y'all in 3, chat. Whew. All right, chat. Thank you for waiting. I was just hopping in and toying around with a idea I had for tweaking one of my other fleets. We're gonna get into some more multiplayer games here and do some more silliness. Also, I just realized, Archivist, hi, how you doing? I didn't glance at the names at first because I was a little distracted by everything going on there. But welcome to the stream and all that. No lobbies currently up besides one hanging out in the kill board. Killboard's kind of the competitive server of Neb. I know some people host in-house tourneys, and those are a lot of fun to watch the games of because they play very differently to public lobbies. Kind of, it's interesting because, like, competitive players kind of end up knowing each other, and then they get, like, various different little tools. So, competitive side is a little different than pub games, and they're a lot of fun to watch. I would recommend certain channels. I think, Darg does some good Nebulous casts and other silliness. Why is my mouth being so silly? Wah, 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 wah. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I want to see if there's a game that'll fill up right now. We might just hop into one of these lobbies. I don't exactly feel like playing Killboard right now. I think we'll go... Nix's Eye is kind of fun. Alright, let's go Nix's Eye. I'm going to hop in here and play as the A&S team this time. Try and do some more silly stuff there. Can I make a fleet with what I call the device? I have an idea for a particular style. So I've got a couple different cap fleets here. I've named these Cappuccino because I named them after different coffees, and I thought that was kind of fun because it's, get it? It's a cap fleet. I also like coffee. Coffee is good. I have an idea for a device. The device is a Sprinter Corvette with 4 hang-up jammers because I know for a fact that will ruin some Mass Driver player's day. And having been the Mass Driver player the last game, I can tell you right now, if I got hit by 4 hang-ups, I wouldn't know what to do. So, trying to figure out how can I, with the A&S budget, squeak that in. I probably have to cut one of my like spyglass frigates that I use as scouting and stuff, which does hurt my situational awareness, but it is possible. Need someone on A&S? I'm just sitting in area official number 5 right now, so if anyone stops by, they stop by. Yeah. You've got the Boogeyman? Oh, okay, yeah. Rorston is someone who I conceptualized the Boogeyman with, and also we kind of dubbed it that because it is basically invisible. It's really weird because it doesn't have a radar and the comms are set to receive, so it's already got like 35% reduced signature size. And when you throw a Prowler drive onto it, it takes it up to like 52% reduction. So you got something with like a 1,300 meter signature size attached to like the roof of the map, and it's basically invisible. Like, I tested this thing pointing an early warning radar at it with adaptive radar receiver, and it just doesn't show up. And because of the nature of comms jamming, you don't get a lob, which is like a little thing indicating like which direction jamming is coming from with comms jammers. So this thing could be pretty much anywhere. And it's really funny just how close you can get this to a Mass Driver ship before they actually realize you're there. Because the closer you get, of course, the more effective your jamming is, and you want to be closer to the ship to maximize the strength of your jamming so that it silences it. The comms jammers are very binary in the sense that either they work or they don't. If a ship is able to receive information from another ship, it just does that. There's no influence. But if you're just able to cross that little threshold and get the comms jammers stronger than the incoming transmissions, then suddenly that ship does not have any cross references. And OSP, without their offside assets provided in locks, is way weaker. You're isolating a big dedicated gunship that sometimes doesn't even have radar to just being a lunk of metal that's floating in the battle space. It's a very strong thing to do. Yeah. If anyone wants to hop into the stream, area official number 5, I'll be playing on the A&S side here. I might play another cap fleet. I've been playing more and more cap fleets as I've gotten a little bit better at the game, more aware of the different things I need to like react to and prepare for. So I've got a couple of them cooked up. I also play a mixture of other fleets. One fleet I'm particularly proud of is the brothers here. They are 2 Axefords, the Axe Evasion and Axe Fraud. I swear like every 3 games or so I play with these, somebody just looks at them and goes, "Ha, nice!" Which makes me feel special inside, so. My parents say I'm special too. Anyways, area official number 5, come on down. Come on down to Nekoboy's Nebulous nonsense. We're on Nix's Eye. How did I say that? Like, Nekoboy's Nix Nebulous nonsense. Nekoboy's Nix Nebulous nonsense. Nekoboy's Nix Nebulous. I knew this was going to be a low brain stream, but wow, is my brain cells just falling out of my mouth right now. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. Is there another server filling up that I'm just not aware of? Let's take a look. Arroya, somebody's just got some lows. You know what? Actually, screw it. We're gonna go and see what's on Killboard. Who's playing this today? Ah, okay. We're gonna Arroya in its current state on certain servers is a little weird. There's something wrong with the map itself, like the hitboxes of the asteroids and the visuals don't line up. so you'll end up running into a rock that isn't there, which is kind of strange. We'll play on the kill board because I don't particularly care about my kill board rank. It's something that some people will attach themselves to. Other people are just like, yeah, it's another server. If I wanted to like play super sweaty, I'm sure I could grind out kill board rankings and stuff, but I just don't particularly care to do that right now in the game. I always think about Neb as it is a early access, work in progress, everything's subject to change, and I focus primarily on trying to improve myself rather than try and grind out a rank like, say, with, I mentioned I played Heroes of the Storm in a sort of professional setting before. I just like, you know what? I'm going to play this, I'm going to get better, and I'm going to have fun doing it. And that's the way I play. And that's also the way I stream. I'm not doing this for, like, any particular monetary gain or, like, trying to push some agenda or something like that. I stream because I enjoy it. So there. Then it's just question... All right, let's see. Any other questions that nobody asked that I can answer? Yes, no, maybe so? You brought an Intel Center. Very nice. And tell them, same. Yeah. That's a lot you push. Yes. Okay, I do push the Catboy agenda. I am actively trying to steal everyone's tuna. That is actually something that I will admit to. Yes, full-heartedly. My justification. The fuck? How did I get jurification? Okay, well, either way, I'm sticking with it. My jurification is that I am very cute and that I cannot be held accountable, so there. Try and play this out. So, let's see, who we got? We got a bunch of beam destroyers. Nice, love to see it in that. 4 of them, actually, so reasonably priced. And then a jamming and bullseye lock. Yep, meant to go along with. That's a nice little fleet for surprising someone. You get like a 6-kilometer or less just kind of death beam. When you're hit by 4 beams at once, you will definitely feel it. In my case, I'm running the beam destroyer as a solo kind of a back asset. Remember on the Pillars game how we showed they had beam destroyers kicking around, just kind of guarding the A point and stuff. Similar concept applies with our fleet. We've got the assets to basically project ourselves across the map and then try and just hold on to the points using our beam destroyer pre-aimed at it. And I've got 2 situational awareness spyglass frigates. I'll go through the fleet a little more once we get into the game. It's easier to show that way. We got Battleship as our big old front line. Love to see a gun BB. A lot of flak and defender on this one. You know what? Respect. I respect somebody who commits to the hard kill. That said, in current day and age of Neb, you do need chaff boxes, which is a little unfortunate. I kind of wish you didn't, because I don't like it when a game is like saying you are required to take something. That just feels like it's, I don't know, it feels like it's a not choice in that sense, where it's like, by not taking this, you're just completely nerfed in many of the things you do. So I do hope that the missile meta gets a little bit of a shake-up here and there. I don't know what exactly they change, but I do enjoy seeing my ships, like point defense turrets, all go off and just annihilate an incoming missile, where you can just kind of have the ability to ego check a big barrage like that. It's like, yeah, I've got 2 axe turrets, they're full of point defense, I can take anything you throw at me, my escort frigates can do the same. So, that's a little commentary about the state of Neb. Neb is, I would say, still in a pretty good state. People will complain about various things like cruise missiles, 450, mass drivers, etc. But still, I'd say everyone is agreeing that Neb is in a pretty good and playable enough state. Some things, again, a little bit on the low side for power, a little bit on the high side, but nothing is like egregiously game-breakingly overpowered right now. There was a point where there was some stuff about that, and it was very funny seeing how quickly that got changed. I've seen a couple of the like, hey, so you can do this thing moments, and then just everyone look at it and be like, oh, that's not good. Those got fixed pretty fast, though. That was most of the time on the public test server, where it's literally meant to be the sandbox of, hey, let's break stuff. So, anyways, we got a midshipman joining in here, so hey, let's play. Yeah. I do like to see a bunch of the blue rank players. I myself am a white rank, because your rank goes from blue, and then it turns to white, and then it turns into gold. So it represents kind of like, not exactly a level of skill, because there are people who are blue rank who are incredibly good, and there are people who are gold rank who are not. And it just kind of shows how long have you played the game for in that. Because, again, you get 30 XP for a win, 10 XP for a loss. You will rank up if you just keep playing in that. So I do like seeing that the game is got a healthy, like, incoming population of blue players who are trying weird, different stuff. Because, honestly, weird, different stuff is what keeps a game alive. This is the same case with when I play MechWarrior Online. Seeing people experiment and do funny, silly thing that is just a little off-canter. Because sometimes you get people who are absolute slaves to the meta. It's like, no, I must run exactly this thing and exactly this way, and anything else is bad and worse. I think that is a flawed thinking pattern. Because specifically, I am always running what is the counter to meta. Because you take a look at like what is very effective for someone to do. You are basically trying to always go for silver, if that makes any sense. People are going to gravitate to what is currently deemed best in any competitive setting or PvP game. So you just decide to look at what counters that, and then you play the shit out of that. It's like rock, paper, scissors, where everyone is suddenly, for some reason, picking rock. You are going to take paper. But then when people start playing a whole bunch of paper and counter, you then go to scissors. You just kind of rotate it like that. Anyways, we're just gonna ready, unready, and then get into the game here. So, my job to be the cap fleet on the ANS side this time. So, it's gonna be a little harder than the OSP because our ships are a little more expensive, so I have to be more careful. I can't just afford to look away and lose them. That said, we should be able to get some silliness done here. Hopefully the Arroyo bugs are not too bad. I do know some of the hitbox locations that are a little bit wonky on it, but at the same time, it's one of those like kind of intermittent things. The Neb kill board is also different from the area official servers, so I think that there's a version mismatch of the maps there. So I can't tell for sure exactly where there would be a weird wonky hitbox. All I know is that sometimes my missiles have slapped into something that isn't there, or my ship grinds up against a wall that isn't real. All right, we're going to go ahead and send our obligatory capper to the A point here. That actually gives me an idea. What if I put a beamstone here? That's a silly idea. We're going to try that. All right. We can go for situational awareness high like here and low like here. Oop. So, Jeff nicely given the A point there, so we can actually go for the B point ourselves. We got some little support assets, so I'm going to deploy one of them to the D point. And then I think I want a... These are torpedo-based, if I remember. So this long run here is going to be hard. I might be able to sneak them around low. I want to deploy my assets on opposite sides of the map, so that way I can get the caps and stuff. Yeah. B point, probably going to be there. Yeah. Going for the B point. This is a nice firing lane up top. 450 and mass drivers like to park over here and shoot at us. Our battleships and heavy cruisers like to park here and shoot back. Honestly, I really like Arroyo, partially because it looks like a big donut. Actually, it looks kind of like a skull when you look at it from the top. Has anyone seen this before? I've never looked at Arroyo like this. This does totally look like a skull. It's like the flattest pancake skull, but it's still a skull. Like, you get your two eye holes, you got your nose thingy here. Huh. That's kind of cool. There's actually a skull map in the game called Broken Bloodlines, which has a big old rodent skull thing. I want to say it's like a beaver or something. It looks really cool. I just like the aesthetic of giant bone thing floating in space because I'm a bit of a Warhammer fan, and some of the maps in Battlefleet Gothic are very much like that, and the idea of giant space skeleton rodents is kind of cool. We're just going to hit deploy here. I didn't realize I hadn't readied up, but streamer rambling aside, we're just going to go for caps this game with the mighty Cappuccino and try and do our best to make things happen. So, see a bunch of their assets deploying in low. You can tell by the little drive flares that we're able to see there against the Starscape. Doesn't really tell us too much. Just going to say that five small drive flares deployed low. Scattered across.
Send your traffic.
So that's just kind of the given. We are going to go ahead and grab this. Microsoft Edgelord has CLs, able to try and hunt smaller ships very well. They can also punch up decently, but they do suffer in certain engagements, so have to be a little careful with them. It is, of course, a light cruiser, not a heavy cruiser. Heavy cruiser, as the name would imply, is there to be heavy. It's going to take hits. We're going to go ahead and put our situational awareness asset up near the top of the map, and we're going to rotate our other one here. We're going to roll. Actually, going to do the move order, heading order, and then I think we'll need to roll like this. Yeah. They're saying good luck, have fun. We will return the favor. Yeah, our goal is to try and be aware of pretty much this side of the map using our two assets here, the cream and the sugar, named after, of course, what you put in your coffee or tea if you are a tea enjoyer.
Ready.
I am a bit of both. I'd say generally I'm a bean water enthusiast over a leaf water, but I do not dislike leaf water. So I could sneak these, try and go low here. I doubt that I'll get detected, so I'm going to actually try and do that.
What can we do for you, Commander?
Defender, defender on this one. This one has defender, defender. Yep, I got chaff box in the nose on these. So these can operate independently, but I think they are much stronger in pairs because you can fire 2 torpedoes at once, and that can get through point defenses. It's a very important thing to do. We're going to flank onto the point here at best speed.
We're underway, Commander.
The battleship, it doesn't have to be here, so yeah. That said, I do not oppose having the battleship nearby for extra point defense cover. It's in the right place where it needs to be, so
today, Commander?
Good stuff.
Copy that.
All right, let's fire our heading off this way. Do our roll. I'm doing the roll so that our pinard is in arc, so we can detect enemy ships' radar emissions. If they have early warning radar, we will spot it. See, down here, we are about to get on the point, so I'll cancel flank. Just let us repair any thruster damage we might have taken. See the main engine a little bit scuffed there, but we are able to fix that, no problem. Let's flip the map over like so. Another thing that I think more people need to be doing, flipping the map over is really interesting because it makes you basically forget all the layout of the map and play it entirely differently, so you can do certain angles that you just wouldn't think to do with it facing right ways up like this.
Send your traffic.
Just going to move this asset up, trying to get an eye at the enemy.
Awaiting
Move
orders,
you up
Commander.
around. You have a damage
That
control team,
decision.
so I could actually be flanking you. So I think I'm
Awaiting
going to do
orders,
that.
Commander.
Oh, right, crap. Our intel DD.
Course laid in.
Completely forgot about that. That is going to kind of suck because I was meaning to get this thing onto the point so that we could overwatch it. The idea
far.
being that once we get to like this rock here, more or less, we're blocked from a bunch of other things. And then we'll be able to fire into the point here. That is about 4 kilometers away, give or take. All right, so we need to get this thing on target ASAP because I totally forgot about that. There's our first catch of the day. We see a ship here. Probably a shuttle, maybe? Question mark? So it's a little bit big for us to be spotting if it's a shuttle. Huh.
We have secured
I
zone
wonder what that
Alpha.
is. It is just barely, we can see here, in the range of our radars. So, we'll identify it in a second or so. There's what I was trying to counter. So we have the obligatory cap ship here. Unfortunately, it is unarmed, so we don't have anything to counter that. Darn.
Contesting zone
That. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's one for the screenshot folder. Come here often?
Ready.
Okay. Yep.
On the target.
Lock on target. Oh boy.
It's way out of our range.
That.
Aye, aye, full burn.
You don't see that very often.
Heading there now.
They do have an actual tugboat here, which we should be shooting at instead of the little thing, but that's really funny to see. Yeah, it's triple antennas. I guess that provides them.
Yes, Commander.
I don't even know what that really does. It's just triple redundancy because the antennas don't stack in strength.
Turning up the
Okay.
engines now.
Cool. Yep. Gonna start moving these guys around the outside to try and flank around.
We're ready when you
Oh
are.
boy. That's really funny though.
On the way, Commander.
Okay, we're gonna move towards the top of the map here. We see
Aye,
some of their assets
full
coming up, so
power.
we don't want to get jumped
On
by
the way,
them.
Commander.
Our spyglass is gonna keep moving around the
That
rocks
decision.
here. Keep an eye on the low side, trying to push wide so we don't get
Heading
spotted.
there now, Commander.
Ideally, move our roll command
Aye,
a little bit
Commander.
too. Try and get that ELINT crossfix on anything we could see. Okay, they are going
Left
very
away,
high
Commander.
here, so that's either. We're gonna move back
Copy that.
actually.
Moving.
Move, heading upwards.
Aye, aye, Commander.
A point still technically contested. Do you have a shot on anything here? No, unfortunately not. That said, we can kind of eyeball where that is, give or take. About there-ish, I think. Wow, that's like almost right on the money. Nice. Okay,
Zero on
so that thing is unfortunately not
Receiving.
hittable by us right this second.
Aye, aye,
But
Commander.
I
Moving
can
out.
definitely put one of my assets into play there and go after him. That tug is taken
We're on
out.
our way.
We'll be able to fire HE rounds on this thing in a
Copy.
second.
Opening fire.
Our 2 torps on this side are gonna move around the outside, around the outside, around the outside,
Spike
and
on
we're
scope.
gonna keep you guys just hidden under this rock here, I think. Yeah, for a little longer. See missiles inbound here, so they do have, looks like a size 2 launcher. You can tell, ooh, never mind, rocket containers. Okay, that's different. Alrighty,
Awaiting orders,
that could be
Commander.
problematic in a second. We will try and go for the ACAP here, but this could end very poorly.
We're on our
Just
way.
push over here. So these rockets gonna absolutely plaster our ship here. It has no defense against
Missiles
this.
on the scope.
Maybe AMMs and RPF will be able to counter it. Okay. Yeah, that thing's gonna get killed, and this thing's gonna get killed as well. So it's gonna be a toss-up in the midfield. Yep, blop blop. It is amazingly not dead, which
We're ready when you are, Commander.
fills me with both confusion
Understood.
and
We're on
a
route.
inspiration. Yes. We're gonna
Understood.
keep our assets hidden low here against this
Course
rock,
laid in.
just being good at what it is
Ready.
doing. We've got you on approach
Commander,
now,
the
trying to
enemy
shoot
has
this
locked
thing
onto
on the
us.
flank. Yep. They have a
Standing
lock
by.
on us, which is rather annoying. I'm assuming those shuttles are what's
Go ahead,
doing it.
Command.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to rotate up here to counteract those shuttles. Assume that they are in fact real. They're kind of moving in a weird vector. I'm wanting to say that those are...
Got you 5 by 5.
They should be able to see me here.
Internal damage
I want to say those are decoys. Okay. Number 5 is taking a lot of heat from that. That is a line ship with grape shot. Okay, we can see that. That is rather annoying.
We're on
We're going to sacrifice probably for the point here. Actually, we can dive into cover and
Understood.
make it,
Moving
hopefully.
now.
Keep the CIC alive, baby.
Receiving.
Try and adjust our heading as best we can. Turn, turn, turn,
We're
baby.
on
Turn!
lost, Commander.
This ship is not, it's actually paid for itself here because I've gotten a identification of what those threats are. I'm betting that those are not actually real.
Moving out.
We know there's something with containers, so these are entirely
Aye.
possible
Full
to
power.
be, just, like, yeah, those are decoys, I'm betting. Just looking at the range it's firing at. These should pop any second now. Yep, there we go. That is one.
Zone Atlas.
So we're going to instead just play around the side here. I can go for a torp run on these guys, I think, if I play high on the map. So we're going to do just that. We go up and about and around here, trying to get that backside. So yeah, unfortunately, grape shot, super high critical chance on this thing, tearing apart our ship. We do get the A-capper, even though this thing got rocketed to high hell. So this means that initiative, again, is now falling into... What the hell is that thing doing there? Are you real? You don't seem real.
Yes,
I don't think you're real. Yeah, these could be real, but they don't strike me as something that's real. We're going to find out, actually, by doing this.
Orders, Commander.
And let's see, then. Okay.
They've
Roll a
got
little
lock
bit.
on
I
us.
should get an ELINT marker there, but I
Our
don't.
ship is
Okay,
finished,
so...
Commander.
Yeah,
Evacuate.
check shuttles
They're
for
taking
decoys
shots at us.
on the right. Just gonna ping these here now. We are taking hits.
Set
Oop,
trap.
there's a flank. Okay, yep.
That position.
All right, drumstick time.
Missile on the
Fire
way.
for effect.
Roger
Up chaff.
that.
Ah, crap.
Brace for impact.
Okay, that sucks. Yeah, get the CIC back, and then we'll have to work on this thing. Yeah, torps out in the water. Let's hope. Hope and pray. Just fire fucking everything, because we are not gonna have time otherwise. Yep.
We lost a
Go for a
component.
hit. Bam, bam. Yep. I was distracted, so good flank on them. This was exactly what they needed to do with their assets here. So I got a good hit on them, but
Catastrophic
just gonna
damage.
signal.
Get evac.
Crap. What can I signal
Go
with?
ahead, command.
You. Signal warning up here. 1 wounded on B exclamation marker. So instead of just staying here, we're gonna rotate over this way because I'm expecting there to be more stuffs. Ooh, actually, never mind. Hello, you.
Solution locked in.
I'm a genius. Haha.
We'll get it done.
And because I have invested in a little bit of situational awareness, we are able to see these pretty well, and they can't see us, which is just what we wanted. And move you down low a little bit here. They probably... No, they assumed this thing was dead, so we see they've got 100 mil that's going to knock us out. That said, they are holding their position. Yeah, well played by them. I was not paying attention to this front. I should have been. And, yep, that's a lacking performance on my part. Just signal these as killed.
Standing
You
by.
should unmask yourself any second now. Womp, 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 womp.
On
You're
it.
around the corner a little bit like so.
Locking on the target.
Lock on to you, signal as priority, and this thing is about to eat a beam and some accurate fire in a second here.
Repositioning.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Just got to get around the corner a little bit. So you're going to be our awareness over here. You're going to be our awareness over here. You lot are basically in perfect position to do your run now, so get them. Yep, head full. Now is torping time. You there. You have shot? You have shot. Open fire! Burn! So now his attention is going to be firmly focused on me here. I have point defense, so this is not going to matter. Okay, where's number 3? Number 3 here. Yep. Are you in torping range? You are. Okay, so we take a couple hits, but that's fine.
Receiving.
Please get off the rock. Please get off the rock.
Moving out, Commander.
Please get off the rock.
Understood. We're en route.
This is what I mean by the hitboxes being a little bit weird now and then. Anyways,
Quiet. Command's on the
so yeah,
line.
this thing is getting royally cooked by our destroyer, so it is going to be feeling that for a while. Yeah, we should be able to deliver a big old knockout blow here. I'm actually going to turn off battle short here and start creeping back into cover since I got my damage in. All right, number 3 and number 4, you are in formation. All right, you are in range. 3, 2, 1. Torps out in the water. Let them fly. See them burn. So this should heavily cripple like 2,000 points worth of bulk freighter. These will not be a simultaneous strike because unfortunately we did kind of mess up our position. But we know there's various assets around the map here still.
Missile supply is
And
running
actually
low.
order the ceasing of fire here now that we have fired 3 of those. So, ooh, you still actually have effective ass. All right, fine. Be that way. Burn.
Knock him out.
I'm gonna put you back
Aye, aye,
out
full burn.
and
All
hit him.
hands abandoned ship.
Repositioning.
Yeah, unfortunately, the first wing did get knocked down, and the PVCs are still firing. But that said, this thing is taking torp hits, and it is suffering for it. It's a flipper, so that is a lot of firepower investment that they've made. I'm gonna just quickly take a different approach here. This thing we know has gun, but we are gonna deprive it of that ability. I'm pretty sure we hit the drive section earlier, so we're just gonna cook this thing now. Battle short enabled. Let them burn. We're going to move our spyglass frigate around, continuing to map the enemy's positions and
On the
movements.
way, Commander.
Going to give an attack marker over here to my team so that we are aware of where this is, even if I lose radar contact. I don't have anything to clean up there.
Missile.
Edge, watch your flank. Got to call that out. 2 pairs of tugs, ink. Yep. So,
Receiving.
yeah, this thing cooking away at them. Yeah, that is that. Okay, going to ceasefire here. Instead, going to lock onto you with the beam. Since you're just barely out of range, I can make that happen, Captain.
Repositioning.
So, CL player here should be easily able to rotate and punch down on these. CL's very good at playing that kind of hunter-killer role. So, yeah. We're getting it done.
Get it done.
We're going to move around here, trying to spot what they might have. Let's see. We've got you guys able to go up here and try and go for the C point. We are still winning, keep in mind, so that is good for us. clear our heading and roll. This thing is not under command. We have not managed to break this
Ready.
yet, but still, lock onto you
Zero
with the
man.
beam and stuff, please, and thank you. Womp womp. Goodbye. So even though it's firing at max range, it's a shuttle. It's gonna cook.
Ready.
Wop wop. Anyways, back to beaming things. Yippee! Let's see. You were popping something or other. We're gonna fire on
Knock 'em
you
out.
because we have a shot, and go from there. I'll flip the map over like so I can quickly migrate myself down and around like this. Yeah, we just kind of cleaned up a bunch of our assets. We are holding the D point here because our CLs are nearby. They've taken quite a bit of fire in that engagement, but we still are able to perform. They have...
We hear you,
Oh,
command.
that's free real estate, chat. So we have spotted the enemy container liner.
Engines now.
I'm going to signal attack marker on that because that is absolutely going to be our next target. So, 3622 CLN. Focus. Hit that one. Yeah, we are going to engage flank on our ships now. Go, 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 go. You're going to go like this, just so I'm making sure that you don't accidentally path into
Moving out,
something.
Commander.
If I just get a good hit on this thing, it could very well die. Or at least I'll knock out some of the essentials on it.
Standing by.
So you
Locking target.
focus fire and burn. Please and thank you. Oh, okay, never mind. We don't actually need to do that. It's dead.
Executing.
This one, on the other hand, we are going to pursue. So we'll go around the corner like this, engage flank, and make sure we keep that beam repaired. Using flank thrusters here so that we are able to... Because you see where our thruster base is, right? Our biggest thrusters are the most powerful, so we want to try and use those. We're going to adjust our heading accordingly here, trying to just push around this rock ASAP, getting our ship up to its maximum speed incredibly fast. Try and go, 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 go.
Aye, aye, full burn.
This thing is well within beaming range. This should be an easy target to
Aye,
take
aye,
out.
full burn.
Try and drift us a little bit here. Nebulous drift command is
Aye,
a
aye, full
go.
burn.
All right, are you ready, mids? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Oh, who
Aye,
lives
aye.
at a beamstone under point C? Yes, the perverse inception is just getting cooked now, and I am just gonna hold this thing until it goes down. Yeah, it's smoking. All right. That is actually cooking us a little bit, so we will turn off
Aye,
battle
aye.
short. We have gotten crippling damage dealt with this thing. Nice destroyer work here. Alrighty, you. Do we have a target? Oh, hi there. That is a thing. Okay. Hi. I did not expect you. Fire insta stage, please. Thank you. Ah, crap. All right. Let's see who can get their torps off first. Come here, baby.
Incoming enemy fire.
Fire, 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 fire.
Side of those. Right away.
Copy that, Commander.
Pop chaff. Send everything. Insta stages. Go. Womp womp.
Missile supply is running
Yes,
low.
Commander.
So this is, yep. They have spotted us with rocket barrage, and we are countering with some of our parries. They are firing all their stuff. I've dumped my shots out, so let's see who gets it. Our torps are out in the water. We hit one of them pretty good there. Probably took out the mag. Let's see if we can get this one or not. Nope, Pavis is unfortunately just a little too strong there. Still, yep, they played a very good tug gaming. So there's like, I want to say there's like 3 pairs of tugs around the map. Uh-oh. Where's our situational awareness asset? Ah, there it is. Okay, so we are able to keep our eyes up here. I'm not sure what they actually see us with, and I don't like it. So gotta quickly try and get ourselves out of here. Oh, it's a shuttle like right up on us. That's an actual shuttle right up on us. Damn. That's an interesting little shuttle. It's got a... I forget what the omnidirectional jammer is called, but
Standing by.
it's got one of them. So either way, yep. So things happened here. Their ships are pretty toasted. This one still has a gun, so
Awaiting
it is a bit
orders,
of a threat,
Commander.
but we are going to try and force it up
We're
here.
on our way.
Let's see. You are dead, so we'll mark you as such. And then you are also dead, so we'll mark you as such. Ceasefire, thank you. Signal kill. All right, now it is our job to just kind of play cleanup. So instead of hunting after anything that could kill us, we're just going to go and punch down on things.
Warning. Module lost.
It's a lock here. So, again, all of our light assets being unfortunately cleaned up. They had very good point defense with the Pavis turrets on both of them. So Pavises are very good against torpedoes, being the 20 mil kinetic flavor of the month. You can see them now trying to continue firing on me, and I'm just deciding, you know what, screw it, we're going to run. Unfortunately, main engine is out, so we're not doing very hot for that. Going to try and keep the CIC alive. We have 2 repair teams here, so I'm going to tell one fix the drive, one fix the CIC. That's all we need to function. Just go from there. So yeah, one of them is straight up dead, so we are up at least, I think like 3,000 points. Yeah, they threw in the towel, so we're up at least 3,000 points guaranteed. Now we just need to figure out what we can kill. There's a container liner still that's being a threat. D point is pretty secure. You know, actually, I think it's just best if I overwatch the A point here and make sure that they can't get a shot onto it. So I'm going to hold fire and then do a ghost fire order onto the A point like so. Set my heading as well, so it's there. I'm just going to hide under this rock and be a little lurking shit all game.
Gotcha.
I've got my
5 by 5.
situational awareness assets keeping track of
Copy
these
that.
bulk freighters up
Moving.
here, which is currently immobilized. Ooh.
We are securing zone
Let's
comms.
see. Where's our battleship? We had a battleship there it is. Yeah, so this thing absolutely going ham. Just gonna tear apart anything across the rock here. It has enough point defense that I don't think they'll be able to stop it. Just gonna shut off the radar here in case it matters.
Restored,
Yep.
Commander.
Oop, crap. I should have evaded there and popped more chaff. Oh well. Actually, my chaff launcher's out, so... I don't actually know. Was my chaff launcher out? No, I did pop chaff. I should have dropped more. Oh well. I was not paying attention, so that's on me.
Orders.
Here we see a bunch of those containers still firing off. Ooh, unfortunately, one of these... Yeah, this thing has rebounds? Rebounds on one face, defense on the other. Okay, so it's got a mixed point defense volley. Insulating it against like size 2 and size 3 and above strikes. Kind of defenders typically effective against like torpedoes, which are size 3s, and then containers, which are size 4s. And then you also have some insurance against certain things like rocket strikes directly on you if it fires in the line. So just gonna keep our situational awareness up. Those bulk freighters are handled, so that is good. Spyglass. Uh-oh. This could be interesting.
We'll get it
Okay.
done.
This might hurt. Like, a lot.
We'll get it done.
All right, well, time to see just how good we are.
Acknowledge, Major. We are low
Pop the
on
chaff.
missiles.
And fucking move, please.
Heading there,
Ah!
Major. Under attack.
Okay, so they did a good mixed volley here of actual container and rocket, designed specifically to counter what I did here. In this case, though, unfortunately, we have been knocked out via that strike. I think I actually might have done that myself because they popped chaff and were then made visible. And they were like, oh, there's something over here. I should move closer to it. But
Tell us what to
with that
do,
said, we have
Commander.
managed to cap the point
We're on
here.
our
We are
way.
still alive, technically, even though the stuff is kind of on fire.
Awaiting
Just gonna move
orders.
ourselves around the map, see what there is to see. I might be able to snake a cap into the backside here in the E point.
Understood.
That said, we have a
Moving
4
now.
cap right now and are actively winning, so...
At the
The
ready.
Spyglass here is able to keep track of these 2 tugs. Microsoft Edge has their CLs in position to counter those.
Standing by.
I'm watching the point here and means that I can do this.
Get it done.
See, it's more or less in arc. It's not perfectly in arc, but it is close enough that I can get
Aye, aye,
it done.
full burn.
Just gonna move ourselves up like so, and then in a second, this thing that's trying to go for the A point will die. Yeah, again, I've been heavily reduced in terms of my assets this game, but I got the plays done that I needed to, so I'm quite happy about that. We'll turn our radar
Power's
back on,
running low,
even though we don't
Commander.
really have power for it. Just make that happen in a second. Make sure we're prioritizing repairing that. Unfortunately, we do not have our antenna, which means that we will not be able to receive
We're
information
ready,
from the rest of our
Commander.
team, but we don't have any offensive output either, so it doesn't really
Gotcha.
matter.
5 by 5.
Just going to keep ourselves aware of these tugs here. Tugs
the way,
probably running
Commander.
Ithacas, which is the OSP's kind of basic radar.
Moving out.
The Ithaca is the good enough
Aye,
radar.
aye.
It exists, and I think that's really all you can say about it.
Receiving.
There's a cook-off there. They're throwing in the towel by the sounds of it. Crushman 2004 saying so. Okay, let's take a look. See,
Aye,
I
aye.
can see you. I can't shoot you yet, though.
Receiving.
You would be so kind. Come on.
Zero
There you are.
in.
Hello, you.
Breaking burn.
All right, hold thrust position here. We will get the beam on target any second now. Battle short,
Understood.
ready and willing. Are you ready, mids? 3,
Ready.
2, 1, fire. Yeah, buddy, I can shoot too. Haha.
Orders.
Get B shorted. So unfortunately, they are doing damage to the beam, which is going to limit our effectiveness at this, but you're getting beamed. This won't kill you, but you won't be going home either.
Aye, aye. Full burn.
Yep. Pretty much the entire front half of their ship is going to be toasted by now. They don't have very high damage thresholds, so I'm just burning this thing down because I can, hoping to make it pop. Come on, pop. There we go. Perfect. And that is a dead ship. So, it's kind of like fishing in a weird
Aye,
way.
aye.
We're just going to move our beam destroyer out over there now. Okay, they do have a back capper going this way, which means that we need something to go hunt this down.
The enemy is securing zone dagger.
Just gonna call that one out. I could try and move up to the midfield here and intercept that way.
Power grid back online, Commander.
Said we can also get a beam shot
That is
here while we're
way
at
out
it.
of range.
I think Edge can, yeah. Edge HE 6815. Trying not to armchair like backseat admiral here, but I'm just calling the shots while I can. Say I'll hold lock, supporting my teammates here. Yep, there you go. Switching over the fire modes. Yep, bam, 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 bam. This thing's in range. It's not moving. I've got it locked on for them.
Standing by.
Good teamwork. Let's go. Pew pew. Yeah, I can't actually reach this with the beam without getting closer, which is rather unfortunate, but
Aye,
hey,
aye.
whatever.
Full burn.
We do need to deny the B point, but we're going to double back for that.
Tell us
Oop,
what to
there's
do,
some
Commander.
incoming volleys. In case we do have to deny that cap
Copy
and then,
that.
like,
We're
you know,
en
full
route.
rotate around for it, we can do this. There's still threats here in that container liner, though.
The enemy
So we've got a CL nearby, and we don't need the E point. And various assets that can get there. And actually, you know
Go
what?
ahead,
I could send the cream after this. Yeah, let's send the
Aye,
cream
aye.
after this.
Full power.
All right, we're gonna clear its roll orders and stuff, so it moves there quickly, and then go from there.
Receiving.
So we're gonna burn your flank as well, make you angle
Aye, aye.
upwards. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. There we go. That is battle over. Give him the GG. And yeah, that is gaming. Welcome to Neb stuff. I think they had a MIDI. I'm not calling them bad or anything, but there is definitely a new player experience you have to go through, learning your builds and doing different stuff. Yeah, let's see, they had... Yep, these were flipper bulkers. I respect flipper bulkers. It takes a little bit of micro, and they're a little bit finicky to run. But, hey. Let's see. Crushman, yeah, very good at hunting my assets. I will give them credit. It's kind of fun how there's, like, different mini-games in Neb. Like, you've got Rails versus Mass Drivers. You've got the 450 enthusiasts. Missile players trying to screw each other over. And then you've got cap fleets who are both, like, squaring off against each other and also trying to mind games each other with, like, the various different plays you can make. That was... We've gotten a lot of very good matches today. I'm quite happy with this. Yeah, container liner didn't do the most damage, but it did deny us a bunch of our little assets with the rocket strikes on various ships, knocking them out, and a bunch of the decoys also. Like, the decoys were weird because I was like, okay, I would throw a shuttle up there because nobody would do that. Would somebody else do that? The fact that they split off from each other kind of threw up a flag in my brain saying that doesn't seem right. But they did get me a very good strike where they combined their rockets with some of their actual containers, and then they took out one of my scouting assets, even though it had point defense and chaff. So, credit to them. Most of their damage did come from their T-30 here, but we were able to luckily roll over most of their fleets since I don't think they had a tool to really handle our battleship. Yeah, battleship largely untouched the entire game. Credit to them, they brought a battleship, just full sent it down the middle of the field, and were like, yeah, I'm a battleship, I can play this, I respect the aggression, good stuff. Yeah. Shout out to my team, they played well. Edge covered the D point very well with the CLs. We took a little bit of hits here and there. I got most of my assets shredded. The A point was kind of funny seeing that 3 antenna shuttle go on it. I kind of wonder about that one. Like, is there something special there, or am I? No, that's not it. Where is it? Yeah, this has got to be it. The grub, the funny. 145 points. Oops, all antenna. I assume this has got to be for, like, you're trying to sit this inside a minefield and you're worried the antenna will get sniped or something, so you just include, like, 4 of them in total. It's a bit of a funny one. Either way, we're going to hop back to the main menu now, see if there's another lobby up. There is a lobby up. Okay, we'll hop into this on Halbert's Bluff then. So I've played 1 ANS today, I played 1 OSP today, and I've casted 1 game. I'm going to load the mods up here real quick. Halbert's Bluff is interesting because it's got a cliff face that takes up, like, I'd say probably like half of the map's side there. So you've got like a cliff side you can't really rotate past, forming a hard edge of the map, and then you've got kind of the battle space on the other. So it makes for some interesting gameplay there. Given the time, I am going to run a little 3-minute ad here as fast as I can, so that way nobody gets pre-rolls or intermission ads ruining the action for when there could be a cool moment, because everyone hates it when you like are watching Netflix and you get that like random intermission ad that just like stops it. It's so annoying that I really hate ads. They interrupt so much stuff. So what I do is I run my 3-minute blocks. That way nobody has to deal with them in the middle of something we actually watch, and also gets me time to get a drink and snack and stuff. So with that all being said, because I've gone on this rant like hundreds of times before, we're going to take a 3-minute break here. We'll be back in 3 minutes for some gaming. Okay, see y'all then. Yeah. Alrighty, chatty catties, welcome back. Thank you for waiting. We've hopped into area official number 2. We're just loading up into the game now, so we'll see how this goes. Bringing in some 450 bulk freighters with a nasty little backpack surprise of T-30s. Something I've been messing around with because, as it turns out, having the buff modules for like bullet weapons, such as the 450s, also applies the same buffs to the 100 mils. And I thought to myself, well, I'm not really using the back slots on these for anything. And if I can just roll the bulk freighter like 90 degrees over, I can then shoot the 100 mils at small stuff. So, it's a little fleet I'm toying around with, seeing how it goes. We're dropping into Halditz now, so we should see some interesting games, because part of Halditz Bluff is centered around what I call the Death Corridor, which is this here. So both teams want to try and contest this, because if you look at the caps, you've got 1, 2, 3 dispersed here, A point being low, C point being high and very open, B point being this little sort of tunnel. So ANS likes to push in here, OSP tries to hold the line. It's an interesting little kind of contained corridor, and sometimes you get missile strikes from above, which is very, very good. We'll see how we go here. I'm going to deploy my assets kind of around this area here, and then I'm expecting the enemy force to push their big assets in through here, so we'll do that. We're sending a little YOLO shuttle to cap the point there, and that'll be that. Yeah. Alright, yeah, we'll coordinate with our team and stuff. Rory joining me here in the tag of Rorston, guy I cooked up the little hang-up device with, which, oh, that's what I forgot to show off. I was going to try and show off the device. Dang it. I'll have to remember to do that next stream. I should be playing on Vivi's Neb stream on Friday, I believe she's set to do. She used to stream on Wednesdays, kind of in the same time slot that I did, which is partially why I started streaming here, because I figured, hey, if she's going to push her time slot around the other times, then somebody needs to do web on Wednesdays. Otherwise, there'd be no Neb Wednesdays. It's also because it's just a day of the week that I was like, yeah, you know what? I kind of feel like some midweek Nebulous nonsense. It seems good. So, just deploying a bunch of our assets. You can see we've got some stuff going A, some stuff going C. Most of our force currently tunned up towards the B and E points, so we're going to try and head them off at that angle and then push to the other sides of the map. C point is very open up top, so you can take a lot of fire from different assets depending where they are positioned. You can have rails up here pressing it. You can have 250 from this rock going on. You can have, in the case of OSP, you can have mass drivers and other stuff. You can see a nice little hexagonal formation of tugs coming in there. Nice to see that. Ourself, we have 2 of our 450 broadsiders here, able to put a lot of firepower out, but again, they are not able to hold up in direct combat to the ANS's heavy ships, so we have to try and keep our range advantage going, and also work with our team to provide like cross angles so we can hit their side armor nicely. Hold fire and loose formation set. I'm going to order the HE shots to point at the point here, doing our little ghost fire order, set our headings manually as well. There we go.
Executing.
Have a Bloodhound and a early warning radar tug working in tandem. One is the spotter, one is the like focus on and lock ship. To just set their headings like so. And we've got our tug ball just kind of charging to the point there. I'm just going to have my little asset here. Again, I think that gun shuttles are incredibly good. This thing, I think, runs you like 150 points. So you got 2 guns, a little bit of ammo, a chaff box, and just the internals. I just went with the basic CIC. You can do a reinforced, but tell you the truth, I don't think the reinforced actually does that much in a shuttle like this. It does stop you from getting one shot by a random missile, but at that point, so much of your stuff is already broken that you might as well be dead. Like, your guns, if you're getting hit like that, you're going to have no guns. You're going to maybe have a drive and a reinforced CIC, which is enough to cap, but anything like in the battle space is going to sniff you with an RPF shell or 2, and then you're just toast. So I managed to save 15 points and just fit it into the build like that. That said, reinforced CIC is also very good on light ships. So, see us already pre-aimed here. I am an enthusiast of using the 7.7 drive. I call it the Chicago drive because it starts with CHI, but technically the long haul drive, the speed one, also does. This just allows me to turn more effectively, and I find that to be very important when I'm trying to roll and get my guns onto target. Take a look around the battle space now. I might be able to spot someone here if I'm good. Should be moving these closer. That's the first early sort of scouting missiles being thrown out here. I'm going to swing our early warning radar around. You can see them already getting jammed. Those are just to scout us out, see where the point defense turrets are, maybe get a visual, see if we have anything. Oh, I have a parry missile actually going after that. That's kind of funny. Let's do hybrid. Where is God now? Airad, act missile. Yep, so those are just scouting, trying to check and make sure that we are on our toes and aware and playing the game. Take a little look-see around, see if there's anything we can spot. This is a early warning radar with a... did I fit an adaptive? Yes, I did fit an adaptive. So this is one of the best sort of scouting assets I can field right now. We're just going to use it to keep an eye on what the enemy is doing. Going to tuck our little tug up here so we can get a sight line there. We don't know where the enemy's capitals are because we have not seen anything yet, so they could be either in cover behind the rock there or doing something sneaky.
We're on our way.
There's multiple different ways to play a map, and I think that figuring out what most people do and then either deciding to heavily lean into that or heavily lean against that can be very strong. So, in this case, we're just burning full flank ahead, trying to get onto the point. We know our Tug Swarm wants to push up. Actually, double Tug Swarm now that I look at it. Damn, wow. I assume that these were made together. Just because, like, you look at the layout and this, I'm pretty sure this is like two friends sharing a fleet, kind of doing their thing. You don't typically see Tug Swarm anymore because the Tug did get a nerf in a variety of ways. The Casemate has half the autoloader capacity it used to. It doesn't have a recycle time buff anymore. Its top speed got lowered. So Tug was quite powerful when it first came out, and I'm glad that they reeled it in a little bit because it was quite impressive, actually.
We're on the way, Commander.
We can get a little scan off here, so we can tell that these are both ships. I can tell this by click on them, and if I press F, it's not a chaff cloud. If you click a chaff cloud and press F, then it will just not lock. So we're going to go ahead and mark an attack being there. Those are two things of reasonable size, and we have incoming now, so those should not be a problem. See our missiles flying off into the abyss here to try and counter. Yep. Let's see, do they stage or not? Yep, just going to run out of fuel. That's fine. I should probably set my missiles to Doctrine. There's a way to set them to, like, just my area. We'll only target... Okay. Point will only target missiles... Alright. You know, I think it's probably fine. There doesn't appear to be too much threatening us here, so we're just going to change our gun angle ever so slightly. We've gotten onto the point now. We have to watch out for that. That could be a beam ship, but it's not gotten in range of us yet. Let's take a look around the map and see what there is to see.
Understood.
Those ships no longer visible for us, so we have to be aware of where they are and where they could be.
Moving.
That's an all chat moment. Tug's going B. Nuh-uh.
We're reading
You don't see anything. Nuh-uh.
orders.
We have stacked like literally 9,000 plus points onto getting this cap. So whatever this thing is, if it's smart at all, it's not going to peek this route.
Waiting order.
They will be able to realize what they are facing here just because they've got some scouting missiles off and see what is happening. So we need to move ourselves around the map now. Oop, our ship has now been detected. So probably they are a very small asset, just kind of scouting us out, if I had to guess. Oop, they've actually got some gun. Okay. I respect it. That's just 2 shots out there. I want to say that has 450.
If locked on.
I just call out that track now. Let's see. Where is our ship? So we don't, unfortunately, have the ability to get a good lock on that, but hey, that's all right. We're just going to move past it. Yeah, they're not hitting us yet, so I'm betting that that is something with 450s. So that means it's either a Solomon or an Axford. Either way, that is something that we can roll over handily here. Yeah. I'm going to advance in a different direction here, trying to open my flanks just a little bit. I should lock onto that preemptively with the Bloodhound. There we go. And I need to take a look around the map now. So we see we have taken this top cap, but unfortunately, we don't really have anything up there to hold it. I kind of wish the Tug Swarms had dispersed a little bit. This feels like an overcommitment because there's just nothing here and we need to quickly move to somewhere else now. So, let's see, what do we got here? Okay, nothing exactly up high. Ooh, there is something up high here.
Copy that.
Just given the angle that those missiles came in at. Got hybrid parries going off here. Aha, there you are. What are you? I'll lock onto you, ideally. A second here. The stuff up front can handle that situational awareness. We're going to just keep an eye on you. Moving our fleet up. We're going to actually engage flank maneuvers here. I don't think I need to watch that gun line anymore, because honestly, with like 6,000 points of tug, if there's something there that they can't kill, then that is that's just ridiculous. So, alright, missile strikes coming out there. Let's call that the missile boat. I don't know what that is, but it's firing quite a few of these. Let's see, count missiles. I want to say 6, so yeah. Could be anything, we don't know, but still, situational awareness will tell us that that is probably going to be their missile boat.
Copy that, Commander.
See over here, a couple shots coming in now. 1, 2 shots there. I want to bet these are a pair of Axfords, so just given the gun there, yeah, that looks like an Axford. We're going to order our guns to fire on them, order our Bloodhound to do so as well. Bloodhound now giving us the precision track we need. We're going to try and get ourselves maneuvered around to fire on them with the angling here. I'm expecting them to dive towards the A point, so I actually think that I'll go this way. Then I can set up a nice firing arc to lead, like, right here-ish, give or take. I do an attack marker there, just so I have a reference point. There we are, right around there. All right, so we had the point. They pushed onto it. They really don't need to. Axford's behind B. Okay, there we go. Axford's behind. beams on A. Where's B point? Hang on a sec. C point is up there. This is the B point. Okay, they've got a beam for there. Interesting.
Ready.
Well, we're going to fly into a rock, apparently. Okay, that's not what we want to do.
Full burn.
We'll just keep our awareness going here. You can see that there's targets in gun range, so we're going to actually try and play. If I set up around here, I can mask against one of those at least, so we're going to try that.
Underway.
There's the off chance these might be missile assets that I can get a shot onto, so I'm going to try for that since we lost track of the Axfords.
Enemy is securing zone.
Sorry, Commander, that's too far.
All right, there we go. That is a target that we can shoot at, so we're going to do just that. This will get us some return fire, but that's okay. It's probably a small asset. That is not a small asset. That is a big asset. That is a priority target. Okay, that is something big. Yeah, you just straight ceasefire, please. Thank you. And dive, because I thought that was going to be a Corvette. That might be an... that could be a battleship.
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
Alright, that's a little bit concerning. Okay. Let's hold lock on it for a brief second, because, yeah, it's got a big gun at the very least. We're going to check on you. I don't know what these pair are. We are still in the lead for the moment, but we don't want to throw that away. If I move too close here, then I will definitely get pinched. I'm going to try and set up on this rock and only engage one of them. It does put me a little close to this. I want to say it's an Axford, but it could be a battleship. Either way, it's heavy. We know that much. So, set up on targets here. Yep, lock your shots, please, and thank you. Again, we have set our fire order to hold, and they have not scouted us, so we are good there. We know that they can see shuttles here, so they will definitely see us. Okay, that is Microsoft Edgelord's Axford. We can tell because of the edge tag. There we are. All right, let us try and do a silly thing here using dead space. So we'll mask using this so that they can't shoot us. We'll move just a little bit closer. Again, using our big thrusters here, we're able to quickly change directions because big thrusters give us a lot of power. Once we get in range, we should be able to fire on them. They're going around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. And we do have a cap set up here with Roston's little, how do you say this? Morir? Either way, we have assets in place to counteract that. They can still see me, which is a little concerning because I don't see them. Lorraine?
The enemy is
Okay.
securing zone Atlas.
Course laid in.
Lorraine. All right, either way, we have various assets controlling the map right now, so I'm just going to sit pretty for the moment. As long as I don't get within 11 kilometers, they don't see me, so I'm pretty happy about that. Just going to move myself up and about. I'm not going to catch up to these, unfortunately, so instead we're just going to zero our firing order thing here on the C point and see what there is to see.
Got 'em in our sights.
Yeah. We are currently winning, so we just have to give it a little time. They are getting the A point, though, which is a concern of mine, but again, we have backcappers hidden in the little channel way here, which most people don't actually notice. Most people think this is just a flat asset, but there's actually a little, like, sneaky hideaway hole you can put in here, and it's really hard to find these if you're not, like, deliberately going all around the edge of the map to see them, so...
We're ready whenever you are.
One of the frontline assets here. I might be able to get a shot. Let's see. Edge has a Reigns and a Axford. The Axford has a beam. Our tug swarms are moving up. They should be moving in tandem. This one's getting a little bit ahead of itself. I'm going to provide a Bloodhound lock here if I can.
Too far.
I'm going to just move ourselves forwards here.
Underway.
Early warning radar is also going to go up so that I'm able to keep eyes on the enemy like so.
Copy that, Commander.
Wop wop. There we go. Now we know exactly where they are. This situational awareness is invaluable. I'm the only early warning on the team, so I want to be careful and make sure that I don't get myself destroyed. You can see now, yep, jamming is coming in, so we have to manually fire on this. I should have set an attack order, because now this means we'll have to swing like so.
We'll get it done, Commander.
And then we'll do that.
Standing by.
Signal attack marker on you. There we are. Now, because I've done that, I don't need to have the early warning there anymore. I can just manually fire this with the Bloodhound until I get a lock.
Get it done.
And then I can bring you back like so. This is the power of the ping tool. Do not underestimate how good pings are. Like, seriously, map markers are incredible.
We're on the move.
Alright, so that is a bunch of missile strikes coming out from this one. That is confirmed to be the missile boat, so it could be a light cruiser or a heavy cruiser. Either way, we're detecting it at this range. Let's see. I don't see them now, which concerns me, because we saw they were here originally. Now they've gone somewhere. I'm hoping they hid behind the rock. They're disappearing at range. Okay, we'll have to get a little bit closer here. So now we are able to just barely get that Bloodhound in range here. Just move a little closer. We're providing an offset lock, so even if this thing does jam our tug swarm, these missiles will be out in the water. ARAD semi-active homing, so they will go after enemy jammers, which are probably going to be fired. You can see the jammer is active by the little yellow dots flying around the place. Move ourselves at best speed. Got to keep in range of this thing. Provide that offside lock. Yep. So we're seeing the counter missile volleys here. This is going to be interesting These might go after a decoy if they deploy it or not. We're going to see. This might also just kill it. Oop, cheat out on point defense, missing a mount or two. Aurora's in the back. They're burning through, but I don't think they're going to... Nah, that thing is taking a hit. Womp, womp. All right, well, that is a target thoroughly destroyed there. Not destroyed, but, like, functionally for the game, it's going to limp back to the home space. And, yeah, like, it's got missile mount. Not anymore. It has gun and a beam. That thing is, like... It's just bait for the 250s now in the spine to fire up. Oh, they're even firing more. So, yeah, they're just going to destroy that thing. They've tried to jam them, which is the right play. But unfortunately, these are counter to jammers. So, yeah, you're going to see this thing destroyed. Part of this success was attributed directly to the fact that I have an offside asset, and I'm able to support my team that way. So, I'm quite happy with it. I still don't know what is tracking this little this little Corvette. What am I trying to say? Okay, this is a smooth brain stream after all, so there's something tracking me up here, and that concerns me, because I don't see it anywhere. So I'm just betting there's something, like, up here that somehow has a line that we just are barely, like, touching the edge of.
Waiting orders.
Speaking of edge, we are right over here, locked on target. Yeah, this thing... Oh, yep, that's ejected here, signaling that is killed. This one is killed. So yeah, size 2s did their job. They've not knocked it out yet, but once that thing's cleaned up, it's just a unobstructed push into the D side. Initiative is in our favor. We are making plays and making it happen, Captain. Oh, that is a thing. What the heck are you? There's something with a bunch of chaff. Okay. Whew. All right. That is just a, yeah. So there is assets down there, now that I look at it, that is not friendly. So we'll have to do this.
Sorry, Commander,
Okay,
that's too
early
far.
warning, please sweep low. Let's take a look and see what we
Copy
get.
that, Commander.
Because I have not checked low anytime soon. And that is
Standing by.
partially on me, because I'm the one search
Moving
radar
out,
we have.
Commander.
Lock radar here. Yep, we see missiles going out of the tugs. They will knock out a tug or two, but the tugs have already gotten, like, really good value here. If these hit, this is just, like, guaranteed to pretty much reactor bloom everything here. The ship is already, like, royally toasted. Yeah, womp, 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 womp. Yeah, that is probably going to be a hull break on this thing. It is, like, listing heavily. 250s can just finish this thing off in a second. You can see now some of the ships did get hit. They've changed who's in command.
Awaiting
Okay,
orders,
let's
Commander.
look at what we can do now to win.
We're
So
underway,
we will get the D
Commander.
point, which puts it back in our favor. I know that there's a big asset here.
Ready whenever
Ooh,
you
okay.
are.
That is confirmed a battleship because of the mounts. So I saw 2 gun flares up top and 1 on the bottom, which means that is a battleship. So yeah, we have to worry about that. I think that us just being a guard for the E point is like our best play right now, because we do have like shuttles on it, but we know there's a big pair of heavy movers that are trying to go there. So
Receiving.
see if we can't spot the enemy fleets. They should be somewhere, even if they are lurking around the rock. So we're just going to lower ourselves like so.
Moving out, Commander.
Going to keep our Bloodhound on target there. It is doing its job. This thing is getting peppered by 250 AP from the front. I'm not well, it doesn't have armor now. Yeah, so Drive Bloom, that thing is well within the range to get cooked. And yeah, as soon as they switch over to HE, this thing is gone. It might actually be gone already from the AP. I just can't quite hear the alarms. Yeah, they're just going to cycle their guns. It takes like, I think, a minute or so. Oop, hello, you. There you are. I was expecting you. All right, we're going to change targets now. They've already got that one handled. All right, you. Hello. This is going to be an interesting time. Switch to early warning radar low.
Get
Move
it
you
done,
around
Commander.
like so. Try and get our assets out of
Moving
play.
out, Commander.
Got you so I can get a cross fix in the back like this by being sneaky and going about. They do have missiles, which is rather annoying. That said, we have gun. 3, 2, 1, light them up.
Waiting orders.
And now these are probably Axfords, and I'm going to play the range advantage here, just trying to stay out of range of their retaliation fire. Can also change my formation slightly so that I'm a little bit more offset, like so. There we go.
Lead on.
All right, and now we're just going to burn flank forwards and backwards, trying to move in a lateral direction with our thrusters. You can see our big thrusters firing there, giving us very good speed to maneuver. Trying to play positionally so that we're covering the E point, but also keeping them kind of regretting their life choices here. Okay, this one is getting plasma. We call the lock 3186, so that way we can strip off and focus fire. That said, this one's already getting toasted, so we are actually going to change that. Never mind, 717. Actually, yeah. Here we see Rosten firing the Alsace here, cooking apart this thing's armor. A couple of missiles out, but again, we have this thing in a nice 2v1 here. It has to face both the threat low and the threat high, and it does not have the ability to take on all of them without suffering heavily. So this is us playing OSP to its finest, gang up, hide behind rocks. We've effectively got like 3,000 points worth of stuff shooting what's probably also 3,000 points. So between this, probably costing about, I'd say, it's maybe maybe like 1,000, give or take, maybe 1,100. I don't know how it's built, so I can't tell you for sure, but
Receiving.
I'm going to fire on this one. I will actually mark this one as priority and mark the other one as not. That way we know which one to always fire at.
Secure
Waiting
zone
orders.
dagger.
So, yep, guns now cycling again. It took a lot of plasma damage, and it's getting hit in the broadside from 2 angles. They have to pick which one to bow tank, and they're going to regret a lot of things here in a sec. I think that A point should be good to get. Yeah, you see, we've already got a shuttle there. Love landing with you, Royston. Thank you for joining us today. We're just going to toast this thing. As you can see now, they are trying to bow tank incoming fire, and I am not going to let them do that because I'm going to move around laterally here. They're able to tank this thing from the front, but not this one. So they are able to just take out our capping asset, which is kind of annoying. That's going to fall to me then in a second to cap back this point with my little asset. So I'm going to just do that.
Waiting orders.
Take a look at our early warning radar, kind of sweep around the map, get a sense of where there might be other stuff. See some missiles coming towards us, but that's fine. Not a big problem. Oop.
Receiving.
Dude.
Our sensors are going haywire.
This one is going to be the next victim with the next salvo, because I'm pretty sure they are still bow onto us. I can also do a cheeky thing here where I split off my bulkers like so and so.
We're on the move.
So we are going to attack them instead from 3 angles. So really just trying to capitalize on the, sort of an L-shaped ambush is the best way to describe it. We know where they are going to be facing because this is the immediate threat that's in range shooting them, but they've also got to then contend with 2 different angles, and we're about to make it 3 by going wide like so. I do have to worry about that battleship that is somewhere near the top of the map. See it now trying to come towards us. That said, it does not have range to get us in gun range, and if it does pull out this way, we can then just hop onto the cap.
We have secured zone Atlas.
Ooh. It's seen it, so that's a bit of a doozy there. Gonna focus fire this one as it is taking a whole bunch of hits. We are getting broadside shots into it, which is great for us. Just gonna maneuver around here. Splitting our different angles. Yeah, we're really going for the different hits. I think I can actually probably get a shot into this one right now, so we're gonna do that as our next salvo. It appeared to be bow tanking. Yeah, they're trying to bow tank me now, and that's going to be to their peril because I'm going to be engaging from multiple different angles, and there's nothing they can really do about it. Okay, they are now trying to shoot me, so we need to instead run the other way. Looking at our thruster angle, we're able to kind of accelerate this way quickly, get up to speed, and then turn. There we go. Actually going to adjust our heading like so, see if we can't do that. Actually, you're going to cease fire, change your heading, and then just run this way. That's going to be our play. That way we can keep firing and also put distance between us and the battleship. The battleship does not have a great shot on us right now, so that's good.
Positioning.
See you. Yeah, you're getting shot. Okay.
Standing
Number
by.
2, you're going to fire for effect on target. Bam, 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 bam. I am actually in range to start using my, 100 mil, so I might do that between salvos. Yeah, battleship here does not have good enough track quality on me to work, so I'm going to go like this. We should set the roll, actually. Oop. Uh-oh. We are about to have company. Ah.
Receiving.
I think they found us. Yep, they might have found us. So that's going to be unfortunate. A bunch of my scouting assets going to get sniffed here. Let's see. These are... All right, so we're going to assume that they see us here, and we're going to just go ahead and cease fire on that, turning off our radar and stuff, holding still. Then we're going to pop a bunch of chaff. These might actually be going after this one. Okay, yep, it is. So instead, just, yep, radar's off. Let's go.
Missile
Fire on
detected.
you with whatever we got. And for you...
What
What are you missing? You're missing a point defense turret. That's rather unfortunate. Still, yep, radar's off. Chaff is deployed. Soft kill enabled. No threats. Let's go. It is a little annoying that we are getting collapsed here, but at the same time, that's the only thing the battleship has been doing all game. So, hey, whatever. We're just going to peel these guys off the point and then rush in with our asset to cap it.
Receiving.
Keep you moving downwards like so, and gonna keep you moving away like so. The battleship, it can charge across open space, but it has just ceded the point, and we are able to move that around. Yeah, just call that out now. The battleship is completely transfixed on me. It is not watching his backside, and yeah, it's going to be an easy cap in a second. These are not technically dead yet, so we have to just wait a second here, but they're like pretty toasted. So let's just fire on these here. I will get the beast back online. That is the important thing to do. Ships here, going to go down. Let's just try and maneuver ourselves forwards a bit. We'll just clear our heading and roll, and then reset that like so. Doot and doot. There we are. Not quite in range here. I might do the silly trick with the shots here in a second, since I think I can get 100 mils in.
Orders.
I do possess the knockout damage of HE, and we have thoroughly peppered all of these things, so they should be dead any second now. That one's actually outside the cap, so I'm just going to go for this one. And number 5 is alive. Move into the point now. Thank you. As you can see, we've got pretty much a full cap. I'm just going to signal a attack marker on the battleship up here, because that is like one of the few threats still actually in the game. Pretty much everything else has been over and dealt with. The missile truck, I think, is pretty much out of missiles. It's fired a lot of them this game, and I can't imagine it has too many more.
Ready.
That said, we are getting locked onto now, which is a bit of a doozy. So Battleship is deciding to Battleship. It is actually moving up to engage us. Ooh, it wants my early warning tug. Oh, that's kind of funny. All right, well, I can't actually evade this, so I'm just going to instead pop the early warning radar on. Take a look here. Okay, you are just going to cease fire and then pop more decoys and hold still. That is a mace, so that might actually be a, what do you call it? CMD guidance. So we will see if this works or not. It might work, it might not. Fingers crossed. Come on, pop chaff last second. Nope, that's CMD guided. I can't do anything about it. Unfortunately, just going to take a hit here. That said, guess what? We're still in the game. Yippee! Yeah. All assets cleared on the point there because they have gotten killed. Now we are going to make the battleship regret existing.
Out of effective range. Negative.
All right. Rotate and fire. You're going to have AP rounds loaded in a second. We lose some of our stuff here, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. So we're just going to maneuver ourselves back up here. Yep, these ships all hard dead, so we can cease fire on them.
Destroyed.
Help with EB. So yeah, these Axfords, thoroughly handled. We saw them coming. We knew what to do. We are getting the E point back. They can kill my stuff now. I have already gotten my job done trading out against that. That's what 450 is for. That said, I do want to try and keep my stuff alive here naturally, but just going to keep the situational awareness up by having this little tug here. I mean, they're welcome to shoot the tug all they want, but at the end of the day, they're shooting a tug instead of something more useful. So we've gotten the point back now. We're going to clear off it in case they decide to reactor bloom. Just don't want to get ourselves toasted. Reactor blooms don't do very much damage, but they do to stuff with very little armor like our shuttle, so... Trying to hold a target lock here, not having a great one, unfortunately. We did lose our Bloodhound, which does actually kind of suck. So, nothing we can really do about this. We can fix the CIC, and the ship is still technically capable. Unfortunately, we did lose the C point. I assume this thing has a missile backpack then, if it's firing torpedoes and such. Some shots there. Yeah, we're not getting great accuracy here, but we are also just firing kind of into the wind. I don't expect the battleship to really be able to do anything. It's in a position where it has to defend 3 points, and currently the battleship just can't do that. It is strung out, so like you can have a battleship overwatch 1 point by sitting on it or like next to it. You can have it overwatch 2 points if you position it really well and you have the right tools. As it currently stands, I just don't see this thing being a threat for the rest of the game. It is a 3,000 point hull, give or take, that is just going to sit here, and we are able to cap out the rest of the map because of it. So. This is why, in many regards, a cheap battleship is actually best, because you can get a cheap battleship and then a bunch of other light assets to go around the map and sort of support your team for it.
Ready whenever you are.
I also have, just due to my playstyle, I'm not a huge fan of the battleship. But I don't think the battleship is necessarily bad. I just think that it's one of the more niche tools for this. So, yeah. Like, with this right now, they can sit on the C point, but that doesn't win them the game. So, in this case, hang on. I call this DD out here because that is a problem, and
Spiker detected.
that is an actual threat.
Receiving.
That is something we'll have to deal with. Let's see, where's our early warning radars? Can we see those? Let's find out. It's a battleship, so we already know where that is. That shouldn't be a problem. Tug Swarm, I think, might be out of missiles. Could give an attack ping on this thing just in case. Tug Swarm might actually end up just, like, pushing through all this, because I'm pretty sure they have enough PD left in the tank to just, you know... Yeah, they've got grazers in this mix. Do they have more grazers? Or... Yeah, they got multiple grazers, so these torps are just going to get shot down pretty much instantly. A little bit of flak, and then we're going to see zap and zap. Yep, there you go. They're going to cycle. This thing's only firing a few torps at a time. Does it have a beam? It does not have a beam. Torp backpack confirmed. There you go. So.
Enemy missile
there we go.
Standing by.
Enemy threats confirmed and whatnot. You are now out of range, actually. Oh, that's rather unfortunate. We'll have to get you in range. Move ourselves a little closer laterally. Now we're going to also move... I guess you can move up here. That way I can try and get a shot into here as well. So we'll just do that.
We're on the way, Commander.
Fortunately, don't have a shot there, but we're going to just preload our HE shells to aim down here. And that'll be that.
Too far.
All right, let's take a look around. We still have the early warning radar providing lock on certain stuffs. We can see those keystones there, so we will provide a ping as well on those. This is why I really like the ping tool, because I can marker ships, and even if I lose a track due to jamming or them hiding, I know roughly where they are, and I can reference point them with my guns pre-aimed. We're actually going to repair a bunch of our stuff here. I am pretty sure this game is like almost over, because I don't see them coming back with anything major, so I'm just going to repair all my buff modules and try and get some of that in. We're actually going to aim at you with HE and try and get you. Now that we're up to pace, about 22, we're going to start curving ourselves towards that target. See if we can't get a shot on him. See, we're inside the wall here, but that's fine. Just going to try and move up here. Again, want to try and deny enemy assets, because a single battleship, that only controls 1 point. We can handle that. In fact, it's not even controlling a point right now, because it doesn't have a beam to clear all of this stuff. It's part of the reason why I say on battleships, beam backpack is really, really good. It gives you incredible power against little flankers like this. So, see, gonna move you laterally, like so. So going to cease your fire order and just have your heading command set here. That way I'll be able to turn this thing and get it into range faster. Trying to always move with the understanding of the kind of like arc you have for rear and forward thrusters. It's just the way you have to move your bulk raiders to make them go somewhere quick. Let's see. This thing kind of on target. So now that we are up to pace, we are actually moving at a decent rate. I mean, we're moving at, quote, decent rate. These have, of course, the rotation thrust instead of the speed one. So if I had the long haul drive, I'd be moving about 10 meters a second faster right now. That said, I'm able to keep this thing on target more or less. I have you face on target as well now that you're up to speed. Zoom. Trying to fix the various things here. We have degraded thruster power, unfortunately, because our braking thruster is out, but that should be fine. Take a look. Where is our little guy? There you are. Just a little guy. Hi, you.
Yeah, we see him.
You are going to suffer in a second.
We'll get it done.
And yeah. And this is also what we were trying to look for. So we're just going to go like so. And then you are actually going to run the fuck away because I just realized you're within 6 kilometers of a beamstone. Uh-oh.
We're reading you.
All right. Lock on target. You are weapons free and you are also weapons free. Light them up.
Orders.
The Jolt and Mayo.
Standing by.
Just move this asset off to the side there. Yeah, a bunch of our tugs actually getting cleaned up. Ooh, they have a... Oh, that's okay. That's the beam that we saw earlier. That's fine. As for you, I'm going to fire on that because I can. Well, it'll take us a little bit of time, but I've already got a bunch of 450 carving this thing apart now, so this shouldn't be a problem. You are about in range, so you know what? I'm going to show you the silly thing that I do. I'm going to cancel my fire order here. I'm going to get a little bit closer to it. Going to slow down, actually, with the flank. And then, lock target. We're going to load HE rounds and carve this thing up with HE. Yippee.
Repositioning.
Gonna set our heading, set our roll a little bit further, and then we should... Please load HE. I'm not sure. It's interesting. Why did you disappear? What the heck? Oh, I must have just barely gotten out of radar range. Oh well. We will find it again in a second, and it'll be fine. Then we'll fire off all these guns here. Yep, there we go. Locking onto target now. Ooh, is that popping life pods? That is popping life pods. Never mind. Okay, it's already dead. We're good. We're just going to instead then set our roll order back like so, and go after other little things. Ooh, a reins. That's free real estate.
Aye, aye, full burn.
So I was right. They did have a little scouting asset up here, which means that this is going to be really funny in a second. You are going to roll like so, and engage like this. There we go. Don't even have to roll very far. And I can even get this thing on lock.
We'll get it done.
Just set our roll order here. In a second, we will have the shot, and then that will be that. Because this thing is going to be toasted by like 4 T-30s worth of firepower. Are you ready, mids? Fire! Bam, 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 bam. I could 450 it if I want to, but yeah, I don't need to. Because this thing is just, yeah, pasted. That's a lot of high explosive into the side. Bop, 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 bop. I'd be a little concerned if this thing does have, what are they called? Torpedoes. But I don't think it does. Plus, we're going to reload our guns in a second, and that's going to be it. Yep, throwing in the GGs. We're going to throw the GGs as well. We're about to cap out. Yeah.
Standing by.
As you can see, I left assets kind of around the battle space. This controlled the B point. This one controlled the E point. I split my assets off like that deliberately, even though I didn't really mention it.
Standing by.
Yep, we can see that we did sacrifice a tug swarm to get the cap there, which I don't necessarily think was needed, but it was welcome either way. That gets a 1,000-point win, and yeah. That's Nebulous, baby. So yeah, as you can see, our damage, not exactly astronomical, not even breaking 10,000 on most of these, but we got the damage we needed. This pair of Axfords that tried to push for our home point, they got rotated on because they were scouted out. Again, stealth, even in the big assets, does matter a lot. Keeping your enemy unaware of where you're moving with stuff. Yeah, you'll get hit by things. Good work, Neko. Oh, thank you, Rustin. You did good too. Yeah. Also showing here, the battleship, not a 3,000-point battleship, but still this is showing that even though you can have a fully functional battleship at the end of a game, ultimately it is the cap game that matters that will win you it. You can kill every other asset, like we saw earlier today on the Pillars match, but as long as there's one combat-capable shuttle and a back cap ready for it. Yeah. You need a better OSP fleet? Well, don't worry. I'm cooking up several of them, and I'll maybe post them and throw them around to various people. Yeah, we had a lot of assets around the map, which is part of the strength of OSP going very wide like this. As you can see here, our Tug Swarms, they got the jump that they needed. 2 of them pushed into a, where is it? Yeah, Microsoft Edgelord's big old Axford here. A lot of power in this thing with a whole bunch of size 2 hybrid missiles, but it was taken on by something with an offset scout that was able to then just, keep the lock on it. I think that if they didn't have the lock, it would have been very hard to engage that, but handily, because we're OSP, we work together. So you get offsets in various places. They had their semi-active home ring, Illuminators still on target, and everything just kind of worked out in there. So, yeah. Tug Swarm is not what it used to be. I was actually quite surprised to see that we're running 2 Tug Swarm fleets. I thought we just had 1. But you can make it happen, Captain. So, yeah. I'm pretty happy with how this one went. Okay, Cordy running a pair of... interesting. Okay, does the Sprinter have... Okay, so this is a Hekpi fleet. That's... Okay, so this is just distinctly meant to try and hunt down certain assets, like monitors and stuff. So, yeah. I'm not against Hekpis. I think that Hekpis are a tool that 1 in 10 times works. That's just my personal experience because I'm also bad at Hekpi. But when it hits, it absolutely hits. It's one of those things that if you set up for this thing and invested this missile with 60 points or something, then you can pretty much remove any ship from the game if you hit them bow on. So, I do kind of like seeing these. It's funny that they call them a Sprinter. This is a little bit of a... It's a little bit of a funny because what they do is by putting Sprinter in the name, it shows up as Sprinter, and then after that, it's in Destroyer. So it makes people scratch their head, say, wait, which one is it? It's a little bit of a dick move, but at the same time, it's one of those kind of tongue-in-cheek things that I find kind of funny. So I don't personally do it, though, just because I think that it's a little bit one of those, that's kind of cheesy. Still, I find it funny. Yeah, that's the game. I don't think ANS played badly there. In fact, I think they were doing a bunch of things right, trying to hold down the lanes. They just did not have enough to control enough points for us because we had just so many assets. They needed something a little more than just pretty much these were 2 Yub fleet. I actually really like the inclusion of gun frigates with a Axford as a command ship. I think that's quite good. Yeah, bit of psyops, yeah, a bit of that too. Yeah, psyops, very strong. Honestly, if they took this thing and put a Masquerade Deception module on it saying it is a Sprinter, 10 out of 10, that is hilarious. I approve of that. I want to see more Beamstones with Deception modules, because it's funny. Please, run more Beamstones with Deceptions. If you just get rotated on by 3 or 4 Sprinters, you're like, oh, well, that's a Torp fleet. And then suddenly, you see 4 beams carve you apart, you're like, oh no, I've messed up. The Deception module is also quite funny when you play it as OSP. You can put it on the Ocello and make your Ocello identify as a battleship. I'm not saying that this is something you should do. I'm saying it's something that's funny. And it makes a bunch of people scratch their head and say, wait, hang on a second, how do they have a battleship? But anyways, that's going to be the game. I think that's all it's got for me today. I don't quite have enough time for another one because I do have a thing I have to do at 8. So we're going to go ahead and find somebody to pass the stream off. Anyways, I've been NekoboyBlue. I stream Nebulous generally on the weekly basis of every Wednesday. I might change my schedule around still. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes I decide I want to do something on the weekend. Some days I get dragged into other silly games. You can follow my channel to know when I go live. You can also follow my Twitter. I post my schedule there every week. And I also occasionally post silly pictures when I'm going live because I think it's funny. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So I'm just going to say thanks for coming out today, find somebody to raid, and then pass y'all off to them. So let's see who is live right now. Okay, Vivi is live. She streams Neb as well, and she's playing Homeworld. So let's go ahead and raid into her and see what is up there. I believe the Homeworld 3 demo is out right now, so you can play that. I think it's only the roguelite mode that it has. I forget what it's called, but either way, yeah, that's all for me today. Thank you for coming out. This has been 3 hours of nebulous nonsense. Have a good one. Tell Vivi I say hi. Bye!